Good morning, friends. My name is Sakshi Kulkarni, and I welcome all of you. I welcome all of you today for today's event, which we are calling the TALOJA SME Summit. And today's theme is empowering enterprises for better business growth through digitalization. And today's event is supported by Tata Tele Business Services. And with Tata Tele, we are working, I think, more than now 15 years, and we have organized a lot of programs along with them to support the SME sector. So they will also understand that what are the smart solutions are available for the SMEs. And today we are gathered here not only to understand that what exactly the Tata Tele is doing, but there are the other speakers are also there, and they are going to talk about different topics on finance, power, and also like what are the certifications are required for the business growth, and why the insurance is also important for the SME sector. Before we proceed further, I really thank you all of you for attending today's program early in the morning, and thank you for joining once again. And we are starting with the event, and I would like to invite Mr. Chandan Agarwal, founder and CEO Paisa Haat Incorporation, and his topic is financial challenges and solution for SMEs.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. So I would like to tell you about myself that I am Chandan Agarwal, and I'm the founder and CEO of Paisa Haat Incorporation. So most of all doesn't know that what is Paisa Haat. Paisa Haat word means marketplace. So we are a marketplace for all the banks and NBFCs who can help you raise funds for your business. So today's topic is financial challenges and solution for MSMEs. MSMEs को क्या क्या financial challenges होते हैं और उसका solution क्या क्या हो सकता है. So let's see. First, what is Paisa Haat Incorporation? So Paisa Haat Incorporation has been incorporated in 2015, and we are working as a channel partner for all major banks and NBFCs pan-India. So we help you raise funds from more than 55, 60 plus banks, and we can help you raise funds from 10 lakh to 10 crore. We can go up to 100 crore, it depends the size of a company. And our pan-India presence enables you to offer personalized financial solutions. So financial challenges for MSMEs. अभी MSMEs क्या होता है? First of all, we need to know. MSMEs का मतलब है micro, small and medium enterprises. So the companies which fall under 5 crore turnover, they are considered as micro. जो 5 से 75 करोड़ के बीच में आते हैं उनको हम स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस कहते हैं, और जो 75 करोड़ से 250 करोड़ के बीच में आया, सो दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस. अभी व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस फॉर एमएसएमईज? स्मॉल बिजनेस ओनर्स या नए स्टार्टअप्स हैं, दे फेस द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम इज दैट अ लैक ऑफ कोलेट्रल. उनके पास कोलेट्रल नहीं होता है बैंक को देने के लिए. इफ दे वांट टू गो फॉर अ लोन, उनके पास कोलेट्रल नहीं है. विदाउट कोलेट्रल दे आर फेसिंग अ चैलेंज कि उनको हाई इंटरेस्ट रेट पे करना पड़ता है बैंक को. बहुत सारे एनबीएफसीज हैं जो उनको 30%, 35% तक के इंटरेस्ट रेट पे फंडिंग करते हैं, तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है उनके लिए. मोस्ट ऑफ द एमएसएमईज ओनर्स दे डोंट नो द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोसेस कि क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स लगेगा. अगर उनको डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोसेस जब वो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन स्टार्ट करते हो तो बहुत सारे ऐसे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होते हैं विच दे आर नॉट इवन अवेयर ऑफ. तो एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोसेस इज अ बिग चैलेंज फॉर देम. लॉन्गर प्रोसेसिंग टाइम पीरियड, क्योंकि उनको पता नहीं है कि वो किस चैनल से जाएंगे. इफ दे डोंट नो द चैनल तो डेफिनेटली इट टेक्स टाइम फॉर देम. जो लोन का प्रोसेस आपको 10 दिन में हो सकता है, मोस्ट ऑफ द एमएसएमई ओनर्स फाइंड कि वो 25-30 डेज, और इट टेक्स 2 months ऑल्सो. हायर ऑपरेटिंग कॉस्ट एंड लैक ऑफ वर्किंग कैपिटल. डेफिनेटली अगर एमएसएमईज के पास वर्किंग कैपिटल नहीं है तो उनको उनकी डिपेंडेंसी उनके सप्लायर पे काफ़ी बढ़ जाती है. बहुत सारे सप्लायर्स होते हैं जिनका पेमेंट साइकिल 90 डेज एंड अबव होता है. एमएसएमईज जिनके पास वर्किंग कैपिटल नहीं है, उनके लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है उस 90 डेज या 90 डेज एंड अबव के पेमेंट साइकिल में सर्वाइव करना. एंड लिमिटेड फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी, क्योंकि उनको फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी नहीं पता कि कैसे किस चैनल को अप्रोच करें, क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंटेशन लगेगा, कौन सा बैंक हमको क्या बेस्ट रेट दे रहा है. सो दे आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ दिस. उसका सॉल्यूशन क्या क्या हो सकता है? फर्स्ट, गवर्नमेंट ने एक क्रेडिट गारंटी स्कीम चालू किया जिसका नाम है CGTMSE लोन. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द MSME ओनर्स आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ कि CGTMSE क्या होता है. So CGTMSE is basically a credit guarantee trust for micro and small enterprises. अभी गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, उसमें गवर्नमेंट ने बोला कि वी विल गिव यू अ गारंटी ऑफ योर लोन. आप जो लोन अपने बिजनेस के लिए ले रहे हो, विल गिव यू 70 to 80% ऑफ द गारंटी, कि अगर आपका बिजनेस फेल होता है बाय चांस तो आपके लोन का 70 to 80% गारंटी वी विल टेक. तो गवर्नमेंट हैज स्टार्टेड टेकिंग गारंटी फॉर दैट, और गवर्नमेंट ने उसके लिए एक गारंटी फी चार्ज करना स्टार्ट किया. पहले उसमें आपका जो लोन का लिमिट था दैट वाज 2 करोड़, बट सिंस 2024 मार्च के बाद गवर्नमेंट ने उस लिमिट को इंक्रीज करके 5 करोड़ कर दिया. पहले ट्रेडर्स और मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के लिए डिफरेंट लिमिट था, अभी सबके लिए एक स्टैंडर्ड लिमिट सेट कर दिया दैट दे कैन रेज फंड अप टू 5 करोड़ विदाउट एनी कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी. सिंप्लीफाइड लोन एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस, अभी बहुत सारे फिनटेक प्लेटफॉर्म्स आ गए हैं, बहुत सारे आपको मार्केट प्लेसेस आ गए हैं जहाँ पे आप सिर्फ लॉग इन करके अपना पैन और आधार डाल के एक बेसिक लोन अमाउंट अप टू 10 लाख अप टू 15 लाख आप विदाउट एनी फर्दर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आपको मिल सकता है. अल्टरनेटिव फाइनेंसिंग सॉल्यूशन में बहुत सारे फाइनेंसिंग सॉल्यूशन है, लाइक बिल डिस्काउंटिंग हो गया, उसके अलावा एक CGTMSE की मैंने बात की. अदर देन दैट आपके पास एक क्रेडिट लिंक सब्सिडी स्कीम है. कोई भी कंपनी है, इफ दे वांट टू स्पेंड ऑन देयर फिनटेक, अगर उनको टेक पे इन्वेस्ट करना है, उसमें गवर्नमेंट उनको मैक्सिमम 15% का सब्सिडी देती है, and they can raise a fund up to 1 CR without any further security. उसके अलावा एक स्टैंड अप इंडिया करके गवर्नमेंट का स्कीम है जो SC/ST एंड वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए, जिसमें दे कैन रेज फंड अप टू 1 CR विदाउट एनी कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी, इवन फॉर स्टार्टअप्स. So what is our mission and vision as a Paisa Haat? So we want to be the preferred financial partner for businesses across India. We have helped more than 2,000 companies till now to raise funds for their businesses time to time, and till now we are working with 70% of the companies till date. We offer a customized loan solution with competitive rates. We analyze your documents कि आपकी कंपनी को कितना फंड चाहिए, आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स क्या कहते हैं, अकॉर्डिंगली वी सजेस्ट यू टू गो फॉर दिस स्कीम. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको लोन चाहिए, आपने बोला कि सर मुझे जल्दी से जल्दी लोन चाहिए, बट जल्दी से जल्दी लोन में जो आपके बिजनेस के लिए बेस्ट है वही लोन हम आपको दिला सकते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके बिजनेस को रिक्वायरमेंट कुछ और है और हम दे कुछ और रहे हैं. तो वो आपके बिजनेस को लॉन्ग टर्म सर्वाइवल नहीं देगा, वो फंड दे देगा आपको शॉर्ट टर्म में, बट लॉन्ग टर्म सर्वाइवल नहीं देगा. सो वी ऑफर यू अ कस्टमाइज्ड सॉल्यूशन एंड वी बिल्ड अ लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशन बेस्ड ऑन ट्रस्ट एंड म्यूचुअल सक्सेस. डेफिनेटली अगर मैं आपके बिजनेस को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ तो हमारा लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशन मेंटेन होगा. So these are our loan products, unsecured and secured business loan we offer, loan against property, MSME loans, MSME में CGTMSE, CLSS, Stand Up India and other government schemes we help to raise fund. Lease rental discounting, अगर किसी के पास rental income है, they can raise a loan based on their rental incomes. Fund based limit, ODCC, non-fund based limit में we help you raise bank guarantee, bill discounting, LC, then PCFC, etc. and home loans. How we help our clients? अगर सपोज करो कि आप मुझे लोन के लिए अप्रोच करते हो, तो विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर बिजनेस में आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स को प्रोसेस नहीं करूंगा. जब तक हमारा 1-to-1 कंसल्टेशन नहीं होगा, अंटिल वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड योर बिजनेस, आपका फाइनेंशियल्स कैसा है, आपके नंबर्स कैसे हैं, आपके बिजनेस को क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है, हम आपके लोन को प्रोसेस नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आपके लोन के साथ साथ हमारी भी गारंटी रहती है. अगर हम आपके लोन के प्रोसेस को उठा रहे हैं, then we'll definitely help you to raise a right loan. We always mention that we'll help you raise the right loan from the right lender. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम आपको कोई भी लोन दिला देंगे. We tailor the best financial solution with the right bank or NBFC. Manage documentation and application process. So documentation and application, everything will be managed from our end. आपको सिर्फ अपने घर या ऑफिस के AC के कंफर्ट में बैठना है. Rest all the things will be done by us. Ensure hassle-free disbursement at competitive rates. Post-loan advisory for ongoing client support. Definitely लोन लेने के बाद बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि आपको आफ्टर सेल सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता है. सो हमारी कंपनी आपको लोन एडवाइजरी सपोर्ट भी देती है और टाइम टू टाइम आपको कैसे फंड रेज करना है. इनफैक्ट बहुत सारे कंपनीज हैं जो लोन रेडी नहीं है, हम उनको लोन रेडी भी करते हैं कि आपको फ्यूचर में अपने बैलेंस शीट को कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है कि आप कभी भी आपको बिजनेस के लिए फंडिंग की रिक्वायरमेंट, यू कैन गो टू द बैंक एंड बैंक विल गिव यू द फंड. सो एसोसिएटेड बैंक्स, सो ये these are few banks and we are associated with more than 55-60 plus banks and NBFCs and also fintech companies. So why choose us? So we have a pan-India coverage. Retail loan में we do pan-India business. But जहाँ पे working capital and all की requirement होती है, जहाँ हमारा physical presence है, we go there only. Just like अभी मुंबई और गुजरात में सूरत एंड अहमदाबाद वी हैव अ फिजिकल ऑफिस, तो वर्किंग कैपिटल में वी टेक केसेस फ्रॉम दीज प्लेसेस ओनली. देन पर्सनलाइज्ड फाइनेंशियल एडवाइस, स्ट्रॉन्ग रिलेशनशिप विद लीडिंग बैंक्स, कॉम्पिटिटिव इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन फॉर ऑल लोन प्रोडक्ट्स. डेफिनेटली हमारा टिकट साइज जो है वो 10 लाख के ऊपर ही है, तो हमारे पास वैसे ही कस्टमर्स आते हैं जो 10 लाख के ऊपर के लोन प्रोवाइड. एंड वी आर स्पेशलाइज्ड इनटू बिजनेस लोन्स ओनली. सो अगर बिजनेस रिलेटेड आपको कोई भी हेल्प चाहिए फंड रेजिंग में, वेदर इट्स अ फंड बेस्ड और नॉन फंड बेस्ड, वी आर देयर फॉर यू. So these are our offices and this is the contact info, you can contact us. So ये short and sweet presentation था मेरे end से. Now for Q&A if you have any queries. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chandan ji, for your short and sweet presentation. And I hope that if anyone wants any kind of financial advisory services, please, we will share the number of Mr. Chandan, and he will be always try and help you. And before we proceed further, I would like to say a few words about SME Chamber of India. So SME Chamber of India is a 31-year-old organization, and Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, he is a founder and president of SME Chamber of India. Our head office is in Andheri, and we organize, and we are a pan-India based organization and organizing these kind of events, activities, and supporting the SMEs for their better business growth. So if my name is Sakshi, so if you require any kind of a further assistance, please do connect with us, and my team is also here. Now for the next speaker, I would like to invite Mr. Himanshu Rai, Channel Sales Executive for Tata Power Solar Systems Limited, and Mr. Zahid Chaugule, Project Manager, Empower India Private Limited. And their topic is Greener and More Profitable Tomorrow with Renewable Energy. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good morning everyone. I'm Himanshu from Tata Power Solar, and I look after sales for Mumbai Metropolitan Region. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to speak on solar energy and Tata Power. I'd like to also introduce that from Empower India Private Limited. Empower India Private Limited is an authorized channel partner of Tata Power. So let's start. We'll start with Tata Group. Tata Group was started by Shri Jamsetji Tata in 1868. A global business group with revenues of $150 billion and products and services in over 100 countries across 6 continents. Over 1 million employees and operations in 30 group companies across 10 verticals. Group revenue of over 60%, 67% generated in geographies other than India. Tata Power. Tata Power is India's largest integrated private power player. With over 100 years of service and a workforce of over 20,000 employees. We have installed generation capacity of around more than 14,000 megawatt till now. Out of that, installed capacity in thermal and hydro is around 8,859 megawatt. If we'll talk about hydro, we have installed the capacity of around 880 megawatt. Let's talk about renewables. In renewables, we have done installed capacity of 1,030 megawatt. That's in wind sector. And if we'll talk about solar, we have done installation of around more than 3.5 gigawatt. Tata Power Solar Rooftop. Tata Power is the #1 solar rooftop company for 10 years in a row now. We have won the award for 10 years in a row now, and life cycle service and support. We have got rapid support anywhere through Tata Power Solar. We have got extensive service network pan-India. We have got a large installed base, a capacity of 2,567 plus megawatt of rooftop, and till now we have done 5 plus gigawatt of total green energy installations. And we have got a channel partner of around 500 plus pan-India. So we have got a huge network base of channel partners who work with us for doing the installation, commissioning and liaising part. We have got 35 plus years of experience. We are the only Indian solar EPC company to complete entire lifetime of a solar project. And we have got customers of around 87,000 plus till now. Why choose Tata Power? We have got investment protection for all the projects with us right now. Lifetime service assurance we give for all the projects. Then we have got solar PV insurance in case of burglary and natural calamities. Then we have complete setup, single window warranty by Tata Power, and best returns on investment for all the projects. We have got world-class engineering, design, installation team with us, pan-India. We have got best quality solar components. Then we have got a higher plant lifetime due to life cycle service and support. Benefits of going renewable. If you go with solar, you can save electricity up to 80% on an average. Then you have got a payback period of 3 to 4 years in your factories or maybe on your rooftop. Then accelerated depreciation is very good. Up to 40% accelerated depreciation tax benefit in the first year of commission. Then the other benefits which you normally go while going renewable is electricity tariff. Your electricity tariff increased by 50% in 5 years. Then good for the environment, of course. 1 kilowatt solar rooftop abates around 30 tons carbon emissions equivalent to planting of 50 trees over its lifetime. Then we normally get green building certifications also. This is how solar, I'll just explain how solar power plant works. So if we'll see, solar panel contains photovoltaic cells that absorb sunlight, creating electric charges that generate electricity. Each panel contains many PV cells with silicon placed beneath a non-reflective glass layer. When sunlight heats these cells, it generates direct current power. So normally our home appliances normally works on alternating current. So we have got an inverter. You can see inverter over there which converts direct current to alternating current. Then we have got a bidirectional meter. Bidirectional meter normally supplies power to the home and exports any excess energy to the grid and imports electricity from the grid if needed. This is our Tata Power solar rooftop offering. We have got two sorts of offering in this. First is on-site. And normally in on-site, we have got rooftop solutions. Then we have got carports, then floating solar and power purchase agreement. If we'll talk about off-site, we have got group captive open access, third-party open access, captive open access, and virtual power purchase agreement. So I just explained about the grid connected system. Then also we have got battery based systems and a microinverter. This is off-site solar offerings. Normally open access or off-site solar solutions allow businesses and organizations to access renewable energy generated by power solar projects located off their premises. We have got 3 types of open access available with us right now. First is captive open access. Normally in captive open access, 100% of the project investment is done by the consumer itself. Then we are normally in captive open access, cross subsidy charges gets waived off, and also the additional sub charges which will be there at the site also gets waived off. Green power to consumer. In group captive open access, minimum investment should be of 7% from the consumer. And then in this case also a cross subsidy surcharge and additional surcharge also gets waived off. In third party open access, zero investment is required from the customer. All the investment, that is 100% investment will be from the power producer itself. But in this case, additional surcharges like cross subsidy surcharges and additional surcharges applicable on the generated unit. This is our market presence pan India. As I told you, like we have got more than 500 channel partners who are working with us pan-India. This is some of our rooftop projects portfolio. You can see that. We have got a lot of customers pan-India. This is some of our awards. We have, as I told you, like we are the #1 rooftop solar EPC company for 10 consecutive years. Now Zad will continue.
Good morning, everyone. As Himanshu ji has already introduced me, I would like to reintroduce myself. I am Mohammad Zaid Chogle from Empower India Private Limited, and going ahead, introducing Empower India. We at Empower are here with over 18 years of expertise. We are your trusted partners for power backup solution across all the industries. At Empower, we prioritize quality by collaborating with leading technologies and renowned brands to deliver the best solution tailored for your needs. In today's world, the demand for renewable energy solution has been more urgent. Solar power being one of the most abundant and reliable energy sources stands at the forefront of the power in this transformation. By embracing innovation and sustainability, we have emerged as one of the top 3 rooftop solar power companies in India, and have been ranked by the Bridge to India and Mercom in 2021. To mention a few of our industrial commercial customers at TALOJA to whom we have provided multiple solutions are Kellogg's, IG Petrochemicals Limited, Highlights Galvanizer Private Limited, Asai India Glass Limited, Asian Prelam Limited, Deepak Fertilizers Limited, Fakri Galvanizers, and many more. And our achievements also include installation rooftop solar systems across residential, commercial, and industrial customers combined. These accomplishments demonstrate our commitment to delivering clean, affordable, and accessible solar energy to diverse sectors. The role of the energy is enhancing energy security and promoting sustainability, and how our efforts are driving the transition towards a greener and more sustainable future. Here are our list of few projects by Empower, executed by Empower as a channel partners of Tata Power Solar. And we basically are into residential, commercial, and industrial industries for providing EPC and solar power system to, and we cater to all the. We cater to all the industries available, ranging from 1 kilowatt, and we go up to 1 megawatt and higher as well. Thank you. We are actually open to any questions that you may have. We explaining solar, basically how solar works is we install solar power panels on your rooftop, which is actually one of the most unusable spaces, which is not being used at many of the industries, being the terraces or the roof system, tin roofs that are installed on the industries. We install solar panels over there. And giving you a basic overview on how solar works is, the solar panels actually generate DC current through the radiance of the sun, which is then DC current is then converted into AC current through the inverters that are provided. These inverters are actually class based, provided by Tata, and the warranties actually are born and maintained by Tata themselves. These the electricity then converted, the DC current converted into AC is then used as a first source of consumption in your appliances and equipments. And if any excess amount of electricity is generated, it is transferred to the DISCOM through the net meters that are provided. The net meter is actually a bidirectional meter which gives you a overview of both your import that you do from the DISCOM and the export that you give, the excess electricity that is generated that you give to the DISCOM. Please.
Having any question to him, please?
एवरेज बिल इज 1 लाख रुपीज। तो मेरे को है क्या सर इसको आपका यूनिट लेके फायदा क्या सेविंग हो सकती है मेरे को?
सर सेविंग करने के लिए कैसे होता है, आपके पास में अप्रोक्सीमेट एरिया क्या अवेलेबल होगा?
मेरा है 12,000 स्क्वायर फीट का एरिया है।
12,000 स्क्वायर फीट है तो सर एक अप्रोक्सीमेट हम आपको एक 100 किलोवाट तक का एक सिस्टम आपको प्रोवाइड करके दे सकते हैं।
जी।
अप टू विच एक आप समझ सकते हैं आपका 80% तक का बिल, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर कंजम्पशन टाइप ऑल्सो, आपका एक अप टू 80% तक का हम आपको सेविंग्स करवा कर दे सकते हैं। मतलब जो रूफ एरिया होता है सर वो बेसिकली बहुत अनयूजेबल होता है, मतलब कोई ज़्यादा अप्रोच करता नहीं है, वेस्ट चले जाता है। तो आपका जो रूफ है सर आप उसको एक सस्टेनेबल एनर्जी सोर्स बना सकते हो। जो आपका डे टाइम कंजम्पशन होगा वो आप पूरा फुलफिल करवा सकते हो, बेस्ड ऑन द कंजम्पशन टाइप ऑल्सो आपका फुलफिल करवा सकते
और
हो।
80% सेविंग के लिए शुरुआती इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना हो जाएगा मेरा एक अंदाज?
सर एक आप अप्रोक्सीमेटली समझिए ना, आपका जो एग्जिस्टिंग बिल है अभी जो जैसे आपने बोला एक टेंटेटिवली 1 लाख रुपीज़ आता है, तो आप 70 से 80,000 रुपीज़ आप सेव कर लोगे तो आपका जो फिक्स टैरिफ रहता है, फिक्स चार्ज जो रहता है वो आपको चार्ज किया जाएगा। हम ट्राई करेंगे जितना आपका मिनिमम कर सके हम प्रोवाइड कर देंगे।
ठीक, मतलब मैं मीटिंग के बाद।
श्योर,
थैंक यू।
एनीथिंग एल्स प्लीज?
So I have a question to Mr. Himanshu. So in case a company has got some challenge with the setting up of the infrastructure related to the solar setup, so how can we get the solar supply without having to set up the solar system?
For that case, you'll have to go for open access. Normally open access के लिए आपका जो बिल होना चाहिए वो अराउंड 1 मेगावाट कैपेसिटी होना चाहिए, 1000 kVA का, उतना कॉन्टैक्ट डिमांड आपका होना चाहिए। तो आप ओपन एक्सेस ऑप्ट कर सकते हो आपकी इंडस्ट्री के लिए। मिनिमम कॉन्टैक्ट डिमांड 1000 kVA होना चाहिए।
Thanks. I'll connect to you.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Your good name, sir?
My name is Vikas.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
हेलो, व्हाट इज़ द आफ्टर सेल सर्विस? जैसे कि आपने अगर से सोलार लगा दिया रूफटॉप के ऊपर, तो जैसे कि यहाँ पे बॉम्बे में कबूतर का बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, कबूतर वहाँ पे जो कचरा करते हैं, तो उससे जो सुना है कि एफिशिएंसी इज गोइंग टू बी टोटली डाउन।
Right, sir, right. So we have got AMC for that. Normally हमारे जो चैनल पार्टनर्स हैं, we have got the whole O&M team for that. और AMC हम देते हैं जहाँ पे आपको मंथली 2 बार आपको क्लीनिंग करके दिया जाता है पैनल्स का, तो उसमें वो सब रिकवर हो जाता है, उसमें कोई इशू नहीं आता आपको। आप क्लीनिंग कंटिन्यू मॉड्यूल्स का करना चाहिए आपको, तो आपको एफिशिएंसी में कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगा नहीं सर। यस,
I am Pramod Atkar. Do Tata do boot process also? BOT? Build on?
Yes, sir. We do
Okay.
that.
I know what about night efficiency support backup even in rainy season? What effects in against others?
Didn't got your questions.
Solar efficiency get down in the evening as well as in rainy season. So actual ROI basis and utilization basis, what is the solution Tata is giving better in that?
So normally we have got डिस्कॉम for that. अभी डिस्कॉम जो रहता है सर, आपको दिन में सोलर जनरेशन होता है सर सोलर से, ठीक है, और रात में नॉर्मली आप मंथली बेसिस पे कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हो जो भी जनरेशन कर रहे हो, और रात में आप नॉर्मली बैटरी सिस्टम भी रहता है उसमें, तो बैटरी अगर सिस्टम है आपका तो बैटरी में जो आप स्टोर करते हैं वो आप यूज़ कर सकते हो आपके होम अप्लायंसेस की जनरेशन के लिए।
सर आई वुड लाइक टू इंटरजेक्ट इन बिटवीन। अभी जैसे सर आपने बोला था रेनी सीजन का आपका एक क्वेश्चन था, सो बेसिकली क्या होता है, एक ओवरव्यू देता हूँ आपको। सोलर जो होता है 1 किलोवाट एक आपका 4 यूनिट्स ऑन एन एवरेज जनरेट करता है, विच इज़ कंसिडरिंग ऑल द सीजन्स ऑफ द ईयर दैट वी हैव बीइंग इन द ट्रॉपिकल रीजन। बारिश के अंदर यस बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट थोड़ा कम होगा ही जनरेशन, बट वो एकदम 50% से नीचे जाता नहीं है। एक आप समझिए एक 2.5 से 3.5 की रेंज में रहता है। एंड इन द समर सीजन जो आपका होगा, बी इट फ्रॉम February टू मिड जून, मतलब बारिश शुरू होने के पहले तक का आपका जो भी लॉसेज यहाँ पर रेन के वजह से हो रहा है वो आप कंपनसेट कर सकते हो। हमने ऑन पेपर एज प्रैक्टिकल देखा है कि हमने एज फार एज 5.5 to 6 यूनिट्स ऑफ जनरेशन पर किलोवाट देखा है हमने। तो वो आपकी जो जनरेशन वाली एफिशिएंसी वाली बात थी, यस, वो वहाँ पर कवर हो जाती है। सेकंड क्वेश्चन जो आपका था कि नाइट टाइम का, तो यस, हम आपको उसमें एक हाइब्रिड सिस्टम का भी सोल्यूशन उसमें प्रोवाइड करके दे सकते हैं। उसमें सर एक डिटेल्स थोड़ी आपसे लगेंगी कि क्या इक्विपमेंट्स आपको रन करना है, वो सर ऑफ द टेबल ये हम ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंस ही हम बात कर लेते हैं जी।
थैंक यू
प्लीज़, थैंक यू।
What is the lifespan of solar panel installed on rooftop?
Okay, so the basic lifespan, it is 25 years. It goes above that also, but it is a general market practice के 25 years उसको दिया जाता है। And आपका जो रहता है ROI भी जो होगा, it depending upon the consumption and everything that आप रेसिडेंशियल के लिए कर रहे हैं या फिर कमर्शियल के लिए कर रहे हैं, 3 to 4 years में आपका ROI भी आ जाता है।
And if you can tell me what will be the approx kilowatt size for an household? if you want to
Basic
deploy?
household, sir, if we see, if
Like
we go,
the consumption will be around 300 to 400 units.
300 to 400 यूनिट। सो सर अप्रॉक्सीमेटली आपको मंथ का एक 3 किलोवाट के करीब लगेगा। बेसिक अगर एक 2 BHK हाउस जो आज एक रेगुलर हाउस होता है, एक आपको 2 to 3 किलोवाट्स का रिक्वायरमेंट होता है, फॉर विच यू विल रिक्वायर अराउंड 350 स्क्वायर फीट ऑफ शैडो फ्री एरिया टू इंस्टॉल सोलर।
Thank you.
वेलकम सर। एनीथिंग एल्स? यस प्लीज।
What is the tentative cost for 1000 square meter commercial area? Tentative cost for 10,000 square feet area.
10,000 स्क्वायर फीट सर, उसके ऊपर आपका एक वही सेम सर एक 100 किलोवाट तक आएगा।
Cost.
Cost for the
Approximate cost.
cost for the roof.
Yeah. The entire solar panel.
Okay, solar panel. Sir, it actually ranges between, I cannot give you an exact figure at the moment, it ranges between 50,000 plus GSTs जो भी आपका होगा, depending on that. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. And I would like to add over here one thing, that those who are looking for these kind of a solar on the rooftop or on the commercial or the residential premises, State Bank of India and CDB both are supporting from the providing the finances for that purpose. So if you required anything on that, we can able to help you in that case also. Now the next I would like to invite Mr. Rajesh Bhargava. He is a regional head trade Forex IDFC bank. So those who are into the manufacturing or those who are interested to start the export or those who are exporters over here, he is going to talk about the Forex and about the export finance. Over to you, sir.
Few things first before I begin. IDFC is a new generational bank. The bank eventually started in 2018 with the Forex business. It was a merger between IDFC Bank and Capital First, post which we got the AD license to start business. अब ट्रेड के बिजनेस में सबसे ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आती है टू क्लियरिंग योर कंप्लायंसेस। अगर इंपोर्ट है तो IDPMS में कुछ एंट्री है, वो एंट्री में कुछ ना कुछ तकलीफ आती है टू ऑल द इंपोर्टर्स. And this is by experience that I'm talking about, because we've handled multiple cases in my last 18 years of my career. Right? Similarly, on the export front, a lot of exporters are there जिनकी EDPMS में एंट्री खड़ी हुई है, पैसे आ गए हैं, the current banker is not willing to help you out with issuance of BRCs. ये सारे के सारे compliance pieces है, right? On a similar nature, banking perspective से अगर आप देखो, your major turnaround time for doing a forex transaction is the main pain point. Transaction दिया, वो same time हो नहीं रहा है. Availability of signatories are not present. How do I get my transactions done? एक मेकर ऑफिस में बैठा हुआ जो सारे ट्रांजैक्शन चढ़ा रहा है, somehow or the other the existing banks are not able to do transaction on an online basis. All these facilities are currently present, at least with majority of the banks, but I don't know how many have actually gone out to you and told you ये availability है. Since I talk about compliance and because I want to focus more on IDPMS and EDPMS, यहाँ पे आप लोग का एक advantage मिल जाएगा. This session perhaps I would rather want it to be a little engaging. In case if somebody can just inform me how many people here do import and export? Okay, quite a few. So आप लोग के सिनारियो में आप लोग को एटलीस्ट इतना तो पता चल जाएगा कि भाई there are possibilities available, there are scenarios in which the RBI guidelines permit you to do business, वो आपको जानना जरूरी है. Majority of the time that you speak to are people from the branches. Branch staff को शायद उतना awareness ना हो on compliance, trade transaction करने के लिए, which is perhaps why we wanted a stage wherein, at least for the Navi Mumbai region, we could come out, meet with the importers and exporters and inform them कि भाई ये permissible है या नहीं है. अगर तरीका भी करना है तो उसका तरीका होगा क्या. Plain and simple भाषा में, we'll first move on to the USPs of the bank and then we'll come to the compliances. Now, major USP is online banking. Our bank has always believed that you would not have to come to a branch to do your transaction. आपको चाहिए हो, आप अपना ऑनलाइन सिस्टम जो बैंक की अवेलेबिलिटी बैंक के ही पोर्टल पे है, आप उसी से ट्रांजैक्शन स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. स्पेसिफिकली फॉर एक्सपोर्टर्स आई वुड लाइक टू हाईलाइट, मेजॉरिटी टाइम्स होता है आपका इनवर्ड आपके बैंक में आके पड़ा हुआ है, आपकी ब्रांच ने शायद आपको इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया, किया भी तो आपके फॉलोअप करने के बाद कि भाई मेरा कोई इनवर्ड आया है, मेरा फॉरेन पार्टी बोल रही है कि मैंने आपको पैसे पे कर दिए हैं, आप चेक करो कि भाई मेरा इनवर्ड आया है कि नहीं. इनवर्ड आ गया, अब आपको उसका पेपर वर्क बैंक में सबमिट करना है, उसके बाद उनसे फिर से फॉलोअप करना स्टार्ट करना है कि भाई इनवर्ड क्रेडिट कब हो रहा है, रेट क्या दे रहे हो, किस हिसाब से आपने रेट बुक कर लिया विदाउट माई कन्फर्मेशन. ऑल दीज टीजिंग इशूज वी वॉन्ट टू इरेडिकेट फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री. वी वॉन्ट टू बिकम अ प्योर एंड सिंपल ट्रांसपेरेंट बैंकिंग. आई डोंट नो आप लोग ने IDFC का ऐड देखा है कि नहीं टेलीविजन में. अमिताभ ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बच्चन जी खाली एक ही चीज़ कहते हैं कि भाई सर्विस चार्जेस लेते नहीं ये लोग सेविंग अकाउंट में. 40+ सर्विसेज, नो चार्जेस. रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट एनी डिपॉजिट अबव 5 लाख रुपीज. सिंस यू गाइज आर बिजनेस ओनर्स, आप लोग अपना पैसा अलग रखना चाहते हो, योर पर्सनल सेविंग टू योर बिजनेस इनकम. पर्सनल सेविंग में एनीथिंग अबव 5 लाख यू अर्न एन इंटरेस्ट ऑफ 7.25%, अप टू अ मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ 50 करोड़. तो आपको FD बनाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, आपका सेविंग अकाउंट ही आपको उतना इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है. Right? So that is one of the features, again, being transparent. That is what exactly the trade also pertains to. करना क्या है इसमें? सबसे पहला USP, इनवर्ड आया, आपको मैसेज आएगा आपके मोबाइल बैंकिंग में, आपके इंटरनेट बैंकिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे, दोनों जगह वो इनवर्ड रिफ्लेक्ट होगा. आप अपने ईज एंड कन्वीनियंस पे अपना इनवर्ड खुद सेटल करिए, आपको ब्रांच जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो यू सेटल योर इनवर्ड ऑल बाय योरसेल्फ. दैट इज आवर MTP पोर्टल. सेम सिनेरियो फॉर द इंपोर्टर. आपको कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन इनिशिएट करना है, आप सारे के सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स ऑनलाइन चढ़ाइए, आपको ब्रांच आने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो दैट्स द ईज दैट वी वांट टू गिव. दिस इज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट विदाउट एनी चार्जेस. ऑल ट्रांजैक्शंस दैट यू डू आर फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. As far as the FX margin goes, the margin is completely dependent on the volume that you provide to the bank. Pre-agreed, आपको बुकिंग के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म भी दे दिया जाएगा. अगेन ऑनलाइन बुकिंग प्लेटफॉर्म, आपको किसी को फोन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप खुद रेट बुक करिए, आप खुद के ट्रांजैक्शन खुद करिए. दैट्स द एंडेवर, राइट. ऑल आवर ब्रांचेस आर ट्रेड इनेबल्ड. मोस्ट ऑफ द बैंक दैट यू गो टू आपको बोलेगा सर ये मेरी ट्रेड की ब्रांच नहीं है, यहाँ से इनवर्ड आउटवर्ड नहीं होता, मुझे समझ में भी नहीं आता बिल ऑफ एंट्री क्या है, ये शिपिंग बिल में BRC क्या होती है मुझे आइडिया नहीं है, यू गॉट टू गो टू आवर हब ब्रांच. वो कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ नहीं है. एवरी सिंगल ब्रांच इज ट्रेड इनेबल्ड. वो सब ट्रांजैक्शन आपका करेगी अगर आप ऑनलाइन नहीं जाना चाहते. आवर प्राइसिंग आर प्रीटी कॉम्पिटिटिव. द बेस्ट इन द इंडस्ट्री दैट वी हैव इज 2 लाख ऑफ एवरेज बैलेंस इफ यू मेंटेन ऑन अ मंथली बेसिस. ऑल योर इनवर्ड्स एंड आउटवर्ड्स आर फ्री. All, no charges whatsoever. That's the pricing and that's the comfort and that's the transparency that we've kept. Right? There are mailers and SMSs that you go for every transactions that you do. Normally there is a practice in the industry that at least for MSMEs and SMEs, customers are not called for providing rates till the time the customer himself asks कि भाई प्लीज मेरे को फोन करके रेट लिया करो, आप खुद से मत रेट डिसाइड करो कि मेरा किस रेट पे मेरा ट्रांजैक्शन होगा. यहां पे वो कन्वीनियंस आपको है. यू अलाउ द बैंक टू गिव यू अ कॉल और एल्स टेक आवर ऑनलाइन पोर्टल जहां पे आप खुद रेट बुक करोगे. अगेन कंप्लीटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. राइट. फ्यू USPs फिलहाल जो इंडस्ट्री में किसी के पास भी नहीं है. यस, ग्रेजुअली ये देख के सब लोग आएंगे. परहैप्स इट विल टेक देम 1 year, 2 years, मे बी 3 years, और मे बी शायद आए ना. वन ऑफ दैट USP इज आवर स्विफ्ट GPI प्लेटफॉर्म. स्पेसिफिकली फॉर इंपोर्टर्स, अगर बाय एनी चांस आपका आउटवर्ड हो गया और आपका पार्टी क्लेम करता है कि मेरे को पैसे नहीं मिले, यूजुअली आप क्या करते हैं? आप अपने बैंक को फोन लगाते हैं, ब्रांच मैनेजर, आरएम, हुएवर बी इट, आप उनसे पूछते भाई मेरा पैसा गया कहां? राइट, दैट्स द लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन. तुमने आउटवर्ड कर दिया, मेरा खाता डेबिट हो गया है, सामने वाले को पैसे मिले नहीं है. वेयर इज माई मनी? बिकॉज माई पार्टी क्लेम्स उसको पैसा नहीं मिला है. यूएसपी, आप खुद अपना पैसा ट्रैक कर सकते हैं. आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंटरनेट बैंकिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे लॉगिन करना है. उसके ही एक फीचर में आता है स्विफ्ट जीपीआई. हर एक ट्रांजैक्शन, एवरी आउटवर्ड रेमिटेंस दैट यू डू, एवरी सिंगल ट्रांजैक्शन हैज अ यूआईटीआर नंबर. जैसे आरटीजीएस में यूटीआर नंबर होता है, सिमिलरली इनवर्ड आउटवर्ड में एक यूआईटीआर नंबर होता है. इट्स अ 32 डिजिट अल्फा न्यूमेरिक कोड. ये कोड से आप अपना ट्रांजैक्शन खुद चेक कर सकते हैं. जैसे कुरियर कंपनी आपको कोई भी कुरियर बेचती है, अमेजॉन से आप ऑर्डर करते हो, आपको बाय डिफॉल्ट एक मैसेज आता है, आउट फॉर डिलीवरी, रीच द डेस्टिनेशन, आप खुद ट्रैक करते हो. सिमिलर सिनारियो में आप आउटवर्ड भी खुद ट्रैक कर सकते हो. आपका पैसा डेबिट हुआ, कौन से नॉस्ट्रो से ये चेंज हुआ है, किस किस नॉस्ट्रो से जर्नी पास हुई है, अलॉन्ग विद द टाइमिंग. आज अगर हमने डेबिट किया खाता रात को 10 बजे, 10:03 में एक नॉस्ट्रो के पास पहुंच गया, 10:06 में सेकेंड नॉस्ट्रो के पास भी पहुंच गया. हर एक नॉस्ट्रो कितना बैंक चार्जेस डिडक्ट कर रहा है वो भी लिख के आएगा उसमें, $20, $30, $50, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अमाउंट. एंड फाइनल बेनिफिशियरी बैंक तक पहुंच गया, ये कंफर्मेशन भी यहीं पे आपको मिल जाएगा. अगेन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, नो वन द इंडस्ट्री हैज इट, नो वन. स्विफ्ट के पास ये एक्सेस है, सब बैंक को दिया हुआ है, नोबडी हैज इंप्लीमेंटेड इट. अगर किसी ने इंप्लीमेंट भी किया है तो उन्होंने अभी तक लाइव कस्टमर को दिया नहीं. वी आर लाइव नाउ, राइट? ओके, वन मेन थिंग दैट आई वुड लाइक टू हाईलाइट हियर, ये फिलहाल तो मैंने पोर्टल में कैप्चर नहीं किया हुआ है. दुबई एंड चाइना पेमेंट आर लाइव. ये दो कंट्री में पेमेंट लाइव जा रही है. मतलब आप यूपीआई पेमेंट करते हो, सामने से आपको मैसेज आ जाता है कि योर अकाउंट हैज बीन डेबिटेड, सामने वाले का क्रेडिटेड. दिस इज द सेम सिनारियो फॉर योर आउटवर्ड रेमिटेंसेज ऑल्सो. Presently only for 2 countries with IDFC Bank, Dubai and China. We are going to go live with US first and then the European nations. And gradually our neighboring countries as well. अब लाइव मतलब क्या हुआ? मैंने रात को 10 बजे डेबिट किया, मैक्सिमम बाय 10-15 बेनिफिशियरी बैंक तक पैसे पहुंच चुके हैं. अब वो कब क्रेडिट दे रहा है वो उसके ऊपर है. वो हम इंडिया में बैठ के कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. उनकी कंट्री का रेगुलेशन वो खुद समझें. बट आपके पास एडवांटेज क्या है? आप इंपोर्टर हो, आपका बीएल सामने वाला बंदा छोड़ने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. बोलता है बीएल का डीओ या डिलीवरी ऑर्डर या सरेंडर तभी करूंगा जब आपके पैसे मेरे खाते पे हिट हो जाएं. आपका डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस क्या है? दिस स्क्रीन, गिवन आउट फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, ट्रांजैक्शनल कॉस्ट 0, एंड ट्रांसपेरेंसी एब्सोल्युटली देयर इन योर हैंड. यू आर नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन एनीवन. I hope I have made myself pretty clear. Any question on this? No, then I would like to move forward. Okay, the second USP is for all the inwards. Any exporter जिसके पैसे आ गए इंडिया में, बैंक ने इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया, तो आप लोग को मैसेज आ जाएगा आपके मोबाइल पे. आप अपने मोबाइल से ही इनवर्ड सेटल कर सकते हो या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग के थ्रू इनवर्ड सेटल कर सकते हो. एडवांटेज नंबर 1, 1 घंटे के अंदर क्रेडिट है. You don't have to follow up with anyone. पेपर जो भी सबमिट करने आपको ऑनलाइन पोर्टल पे खाली अपलोड करना है ट्रांजैक्शन, और कुछ नहीं है. 1 घंटे के अंदर. आर करंट टैट इज 51 minutes. आर एंडेवर इज टू मेक इट टू 30 minutes. सो करंटली विच इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग 1 घंटे के अंदर आपके इनवर्ड क्रेडिट हो जाएंगे. सेकेंड यूएसपी विच इज नॉट देयर विथ एनीवन इन द इंडस्ट्री. क्या? बहुत सारे एक्सपोर्टर्स यूजुअली कीप ईएफसी अकाउंट. अब ये ईएफसी क्या हुआ? फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट, जहां पे आप फॉरेन करेंसी पार्क करते हो, उसको आईएनआर में कन्वर्ट नहीं करते हो. व्हेनेवर यू वांट कि आज रेट अच्छा चल रहा है, अब मेरे को कन्वर्जन चाहिए, अर्जेंसी है पैसे की, अब मेरे को कन्वर्जन चाहिए, एंड आई नीड इट नाउ क्योंकि मेरे को जीएसटी शायद ड्यू डेट आ गई हो, टीडीएस पे करना हो, कोई सप्लायर, लोकल डोमेस्टिक सप्लायर को पे करना हो, किसी वेंडर को पे करना हो, सैलरी देनी हो, आप पेपर हार्ट बनाओगे, ब्रांच में दोगे, रेट पूछोगे, वो ब्रांच वाला शाम तक आपका फ़ोन उठाना बंद कर चुका होगा कि अभी तक क्रेडिट हुआ नहीं है, ऑपरेशन से मेरे को फॉलो अप करने दो। ये सारा कुछ नहीं है। आर EFC कन्वर्जन इज लाइव, एंड व्हेन आई से लाइव इट मीन्स ऑनलाइन पोर्टल पे आपको खुद जाके रिक्वेस्ट रेज करनी है, आपने सबमिट का बटन दबाया OTP वेरिफिकेशन के बाद, आपका इनवर्ड क्रेडिट EFC कन्वर्जन ऑटो हो गया, क्रेडिट इमीडिएटली। तो आपको किसी से फॉलो अप नहीं करना है, आपको किसी से बात नहीं करनी है, आपको किसी को भी पेपर देने की जरूरत नहीं है। These are the two most biggest USPs that we have for our importers and our exporters customers. Your dependency is on the system and not on an individual, which is what the endeavor is. Right? एक और चीज जो हम मैक्सिमम 1 महीने में लाइव चले जाएंगे, बहुत सारे जगह पे MSME से यही रिक्वेस्ट आई है कि भाई सैटरडे फॉरेक्स बंद रहता है, कैन आई गेट फॉरेक्स कन्वर्जन ऑन अ सैटरडे? सो द आंसर इज यस, ओनली फॉर एक्सपोर्टर्स, ओनली फॉर EFC कन्वर्जन अप टू अ मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ $5,000। $5,000 तक की कन्वर्जन कोई भी एक्सपोर्टर अपने EFC अकाउंट से INR में कर सकता है। ओनली डिसएडवांटेज, आपको रेट बुकिंग का कंट्रोल आपके हाथ में नहीं रहेगा, वो पब्लिश्ड कार्ड रेट पे ही जाएगा, बिकॉज द मार्केट ओपन्स ऑन मंडे, द बैंक डजंट नो क्या लेवल पे मार्केट खुलेगा। बट येस, योर अर्जेंसी ऑफ मनी इज केटर्ड टू। रिस्ट्रिक्शन है $5,000, राइट? एनी क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस? ओके, नाउ दिस इज व्हाट द प्रोपोजिशन ऑफ आर इंटायर प्रोडक्ट गैमेट इज। इस पे आपका ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा, यहां पे सिर्फ 4 वेरिएंट है। आर बेस्ट प्रोपोजिशन इज फ्रीडम। फ्रीडम का मतलब जहां पे आपको मिनिमम 2 लाख रुपीस का एवरेज बैलेंस मेंटेन करना है करंट अकाउंट में, यू गेट ऑल योर इनवर्ड्स एंड आउटवर्ड्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट। एवरेज बैलेंस ऑफ 2 लाख, everything becomes free, right? There are 3 other variants. यहां पे कमिटमेंट अगेन छोटे हैं, 25,000 का एवरेज बैलेंस, 50,000 का एवरेज बैलेंस, 1 लाख का एवरेज बैलेंस, या फिर आपको थ्रूपुट देना है, $25,000 का मंथली थ्रूपुट, $50,000 का मंथली थ्रूपुट, या फिर 1 लाख का मंथली थ्रूपुट, इनवर्ड आउटवर्ड मिला के। All these 3 variants are chargeable, but the charges are minuscule, starting from 1,000 rupees, going as low as 250. Free चाहिए तो 2 लाख रुपए का एवरेज बैलेंस। That is what the ask is, right? Most of the MSMEs and SMEs don't have one company. They ideally do keep 2 or 3, specifically for importers and exporters. यहां पे वो बेनिफिट पूलिंग का दिया जा सकता है उन्हें। Okay, we move forward. A little complicated, but yes, it's important for all of you to know. Any company here who has a foreign direct investment coming into their company? किसी का भी FDI आया हुआ है? Anyone looking for an investor from abroad? Anyone who wants to establish a company outside India? Or anybody who wants to avail a loan from outside India? All these possibilities, all this structuring is available with the bank. Specifically classified as structured solutions, ये तीनों चीज आपके पास अवेलेबल है with the compliance also. अभी एक मेजर कंप्लायंस में चेंज आया है, जितने भी फॉरेन कंपनीज आपकी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करती है, आप उनको फिजिकल शेयर्स देते हो, अब वो शेयर्स फिजिकल नहीं रह सकते, उसको डीमटेरियलाइज करना होगा। The deadline was 30th September, it is bound to get extended. But the point is that the bank can help you in opening that demat account also. Demat account इंडियन कंपनी का नहीं है, demat account फॉरेन कंपनी का है या फॉरेन इंडिविजुअल का है जिन्होंने आपके शेयर्स में इन्वेस्ट किया है, राइट? स्ट्रक्चर्ड सोल्यूशन, अगेन वन डेस्क हेल्प, every branch is enabled on this. I am done as far as the presentation is concerned on Forex. Few things which I like to, that is where I begun with. Your IDPMS and EDPMS queries. multiple guys who have started their import-export business may not be aware about the guidelines of RBI. Timeline RBI कहती कितनी है? आप ACA के पास जाओ वो कुछ और बोलेगा, B के पास जाओ वो कुछ और बोलेगा, आप बैंक A के पास जाओ वो उसका खुद का कोई अलग पॉलिसी होगी, बैंक B के पास जाओ तो खुद की और एक पॉलिसी होगी. I'll give you a prime example जो कि ये फिलहाल पिछले 1 महीने में हमने इम्प्लीमेंट की है. What is that? आपने इंपोर्ट कर लिया, इंपोर्ट किया $100 का, $98 यू हैव पेड. $2 रेट फ्लक्चुएशन, क्वालिटी इशू, फ्रेट चार्जेस रिड्यूस हो गए, सप्लायर भी ओके है, आप भी ओके हो, आपको $2 पे नहीं करना. 2 पार्टियों के बीच में ट्रांजैक्शन है. व्हाई शुड द बैंक टेल यू कि नहीं आपको पूरा $100 भेजना ही होगा? 98 भेज चुका हूं, 2 नहीं भेजूंगा. बैंक विल बी एबल टू हेल्प यू आउट इन क्लोजिंग योर IDPMS एंट्री. बिल ऑफ एंट्री खुली हुई है, बिल ऑफ एंट्री को क्लोजर के लिए तरीके हैं, RBI गाइडलाइन है. प्रॉब्लम ये है, मोस्ट ऑफ आवर MSMEs आर अनअवेयर. तरीका है, यस इट इज अवेलेबल. सिमिलरली ऑन द एक्सपोर्ट फ्रंट, एक्सपोर्ट कर दिया $100 का, $95 आ गए, $5 नहीं आने वाला. आई हैव गिवन डिस्काउंट. इज एन एक्सपोर्टर अलाउड टू गिव डिस्काउंट? आंसर इज यस. कितना तक अलाउड है डिपेंड करता है इनवॉइस टू इनवॉइस, आपका ओवरऑल टर्नओवर पे, सारी डिपेंडेंसी है. बट डज योर बैंक अलाउ यू टू राइट ऑफ शिपिंग बिल? शिपिंग बिल खड़ी हुई है $5 की, सर ये तो आउटस्टैंडिंग है, पैसे मंगवाओ. पैसे नहीं आने वाले, आई डोंट नो, ये तो रिपोर्ट होगा RBI को. DOE भी आएगी, डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ एनफोर्समेंट, उसको भी रिपोर्ट होगा 2 साल के बाद. कॉशन लिस्ट आपकी इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट सर्टिफिकेट को कॉशन लिस्ट कर देंगे. Why all this problematic situations? Purely for one reason, non-awareness of RBI guidelines. Not only from your side, it is supposed to be the AD bank's prerogative to help you to close this issue. बताया हुआ नहीं, guidelines शायद पता ना हो, which is where currently we are going and proposing to all the non-customers also. Issue है, बताइए, इसको close करवा के देते हैं. एग्जिस्टिंग बैंक हेल्प नहीं करना चाहती, कोई बात नहीं, अलाउ मी टू हेल्प यू. राइट. एंड ऑन द लास्ट पीस बिफोर आई मूव आउट, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज योर ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग जर्नी. बहुत सारे प्रमोटर्स हमें मिले जो कहते हैं कि यार आई डोंट मेक ट्रांजैक्शन. वील जस्ट अलाउ दैट नॉइस टू क्लोज. ओके, बहुत सारे कंपनीज मिली है, बहुत सारे प्रमोटर्स मिले हैं कि भाई मैं डेस्क पे नहीं बैठता, आई कांट इनिशिएट ट्रांजैक्शन ऑनलाइन, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मेरे पास एक अकाउंटेंट रखा हुआ है. बट ये प्रॉब्लम है कि वो अकाउंटेंट चेंज होता रहता है, फ्रीक्वेंटली अकाउंटेंट चेंज हो रहे हैं. 6 महीने में, 1 साल में, 1.5 साल में नया अकाउंटेंट आ जाता है. आपको बैंक के पास जाना ही पड़ता है उनका एक लॉगिन ID क्रिएट करवाने के लिए, उनका KYC देनी पड़ती है. वॉट इफ आई टेल यू कि आप अपने ही ऑफिस में बैठे बैठे अपने मेकर को, ऑथराइजर को नहीं, मेकर को खुद एक्सेस दे सकते हो. द ओनली यूनिक पॉइंट रिक्वायर्ड इज मोबाइल नंबर हैज टू बी यूनिक, ईमेल ID हैज टू बी यूनिक. अगर ये 2 पॉइंट यूनिक है, आपके जितने मेकर्स हैं, 1, 2, 6, 15, 20, आप खुद उनको ऐड कर सकते हो. आपको अगेन बैंक में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. So the convenience factor in your office, compliance, at least knowledge in your office, transactions from your office. You don't have to come to the bank at all. That's the endeavor of the entire bank. With hardly any commitment, with all charges free, being as transparent as possible. Right? Anyone with any questions? बताइए.
We have orders coming out from Bandar Abbas, Iran and Russia. So we're really stuck up as to, there's no clarity as to how to get into it, you know. So some of them are coming up, you know, you route your shipments either through Dubai or maybe Turkey or something that way and get a switch bill involved and all that sort of things. And even Russia also, whether it is to be done in rubles or you do it in INR or, so can you just educate on that?
Fair enough. Sir, ये material कौन सा है?
These are all, we have plant growth regulators, we have engineering goods also.
Engineering goods. Okay. So primarily engineering goods. Okay. Now, as far as sanctioned countries are concerned, Iran ho, Syria ho, Sudan ho, Russia ho, all these countries presently we are not doing. And in fact, to the larger audience also, आप BL switch का भी जो बात कर रहे हैं ना सर, आजकल BL ट्रैक होने लगी है. So there is a body corporate called IMB. IMB में आपका BL वेरीफाई हो सकता है. 3 दिन में रिपोर्ट आ जाती है. तो अगर आप स्विच भी कर रहे हो BL, उस पर भी पता चल जाता है ये ऑफलोड कहाँ हुई. आपका वेसल ट्रैक होने लगा है. तो आप बाय एनी चांस अगर बैंक को स्विच BL भी देते हो और उसमें वेसल का नाम है, IMO नंबर है, तो बैंक खुद चेक कर सकता है कि आपकी वेसल जिस डेट में आपने बोली है कि ये पहुंचने वाला है दुबई, ये एक्चुअली खड़ा कहाँ था, और पकड़ लिया कि ईरान खड़ा है तो वो ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं करेगा. Primarily for one reason, and I think again awareness is a major issue. See, India never stops you from doing transactions with Russia and Iran, right? The government is pretty clear. हम ये एक देशों के साथ काम करेंगे. तकलीफ कहाँ है? बैंकों को तकलीफ कहाँ है? Whenever we sign our nostro agreements, ये सारे डॉलर जिसके थ्रू रूट होके आते हैं, यूरोस जिसके थ्रू रूट होके आते हैं, एनी करेंसी दैट यू टॉक अबाउट, हमें एक नॉस्ट्रो चाहिए. डायरेक्टली तो मेरे पास फ्लो नहीं होगा, कोई इंटरमीडियरी बैंक के थ्रू ही फ्लो होगा. वो सारे के अग्रीमेंट में ये कंफर्म्ड बोल्ड हाईलाइटेड में लिखा हुआ है कि प्लीज डू नॉट रूट एनी सैंक्शन कंट्री, सैंक्शन एंटिटी के ट्रांजैक्शन हमसे मत करिए. अगर पकड़ लिए गए तो आपका नॉस्ट्रो बंद कर देंगे एंड पूरी दुनिया में ये फैला देंगे कि तुम सैंक्शन कंट्री से ट्रांजैक्शन करते हो. सो एवरी बैंक दैट यू गो टू विल टेल यू कि सर बहुत रिस्की है, एक्सट्रीमली रिस्की. माइट एज वेल सर्च फॉर एन इंटरमीडियरी जो दुबई में ही माल लेके ईरान को दे दे. सो वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ कस्टमर्स जो जिप्सम इंपोर्ट करते हैं, बिटुमिन इंपोर्ट करते हैं. ये सारे के सारे इंपोर्ट, पेट्रोकेमिकल मेजॉरिटी, ये सारे इंपोर्ट हो रहे हैं फ्रॉम दुबई. वेसल भी ट्रैक कर चुके हैं हम इनका BL वेरिफिकेशन भी कर चुके हैं. इन लोग ने एक इंटरमीडियरी बॉडी पकड़ी हुई है इन दुबई, हु आर एक्टिंग एज एन एजेंट. येस, दे विल चार्ज अ लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा, आपसे कमीशन ले लेगा, बट आप उसको डायरेक्टली भेजो, वहीं से फिर आपके पैसे भी रियलाइज हो सकते हैं. नाउ हाउ ही सेटल्स विद ईरान इज अप टू हिम, और स्पेसिफिकली फॉर ईरान आई कैन टेल यू, यूको इज द ओनली बैंक. यूको में सिर्फ एक ही तकलीफ है, INR में डील करेगा और दूसरा एडवांस ही करेगा. आपको पैसे पहले एडवांस में 100% मंगवाने होंगे. आ गया, आपने शिपमेंट कर दी, उसके बाद आपका शिपिंग बिल जाने के बाद BRC आएगी. आप अगर उसको बोल दो कि मेरा शिपमेंट हो चुका है तो वो हैंडल नहीं करने वाला. रशिया प्रेजेंटली रूबल, येस बैंक इज प्रीटी ओपन इन डूइंग इट, बट येस बैंक इज फेसिंग एन इशू एज फार एज सैंक्शंस आर कंसर्न. तो कितना दिन और कंटिन्यू करेगा आई डोंट नो, क्योंकि अब तो यूरोपियन यूनियन ने भी रशिया पे सैंक्शन लगा दिया, तो ज़्यादा दिन वो भी नहीं कर पाएगा. फिलहाल आप ट्राई कर सकते हैं, बट तकलीफ ये है कि लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. तो टर्की येस इज़ एन ऑप्शन. टर्की में भी बहुत एजेंट्स मिलेंगे आपको जो बोलेगा आप मटेरियल मुझे दो, मैं ही सामने देता हूँ, बट आई विल एक्ट एज योर एजेंट, आई विल चार्ज कमीशन फ्रॉम यू. तो अगर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स आपको कहती है कि मैं कमीशन एजेंट रख लूँ तो आप कर लो, अदरवाइज लॉन्ग टर्म सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. यूको भी हेल्प करेगा, येस बैंक भी हेल्प करेगा, बट कब तक आई डोंट नो. एनीवन एल्स? No one? Okay, thank you. अच्छा, आप बोलो, सुनाई दे जाएगा. These are purely machine financing, or is this is purely machine financing, or is this by any chance including working capital? So
purely machine financing most of the time, 90%.
Okay, so purely machine financing as a bank we don't do. हम unsecured loan देते हैं, but primarily for consumer loans. So if you find out, rather अगर आप कोई भी electronic shop में जाओ, you will find an IDFC guy there, क्योंकि consumer loan पे we are pretty fast. Fast मतलब instant है. प्री अप्रूव्ड लोन भी बहुत सारे पैन कार्ड के अगेंस्ट है, क्योंकि कैपिटल फर्स्ट का बैकग्राउंड है. बट कैपिटल फर्स्ट वाज मोर इन कंज्यूमर लोन्स रादर देन इन मशीन फाइनेंसिंग. तो मशीन फाइनेंसिंग करते हैं, बट आर टैक्स देन सफर. अनसिक्योर्ड होता है, but then 3 दिन नहीं. It may stretch up to 10 days also. If it is including working capital, yes, the TAT is fast. 6-7 दिन में तो हम sanction working capital के साथ कर देते हैं.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Sachin Mulik, solution specialist from Tata Tele Business Services, and his topic is smart solution for SMEs. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I welcome you all. So myself, Sachin Mulik, I am representing Tata Tele Business Services. I am based out of Tata Tele. Tata Tele headquarter office in Turbe. Along with me, I have Mr. Gulshan Ambule and Amit Gurav from various departments, right? So we will take you through some of small presentations. Yeah. So our presentation covers these many topics like digital transformations, why digital transformation is required, growth story about the SMEs, market trends, industry challenges faced by SMEs, our value propositions, and few use cases with interactive videos, and our entire product portfolio. So this is a small video. So that was a small video why SMEs needs to focus on digital transformation journey. So these slides talk about what SMEs are contributing towards Indian GDP, right? So earlier they were used to contribute around 30% of the GDP and before COVID, and slowly markets has opened up and various government policies help them to grow. So that through that they will be around contributing 50% of their GDP, and they are creating more and more jobs across India, right? From industry trends, right, companies needs to adopt various different solutions, right? Like rising demand for digital solution, they are using Industry 4.0, digital twins or metaverse kind of solutions, AI, IoT, robotics and all. Secondly, they need to focus on more profitability by reducing margins and improving employee profitability and all. Then we are trying to do a business model that Tata Tele is doing through their channel partners. So we are, so there are changing business models like gain share model. So we are doing businesses through various our channel partners. And then SME also has to do enable like borderless workforce through our cloud and connectivity solutions. So the challenges that SMEs face today is like digitization, availability of infrastructure, where we help through our internet or MPLS VPN connectivities. Supply chain distribution, community and raw material prices are also not in control. Availability of skilled workforce, training challenges, and compliance. So we as a Tata Tele, part of esteemed Tata Group, under vertical of telecom business, we are providing one-stop solutions to our customers, which are simple plug and play, and they are much more reliable, redundant, which provides and secure connectivity and data privacy. There is one more video. So that video talked about our product portfolio, right from data as well as voice. We have developed various products within data like internet, MPLS, SD-WAN, and voice. We also developed like our traditional products of SIP trunks. Upon that, we have developed integration with Microsoft Teams. There is also SmartFlow, which is very much best-selling one of the product of Tata Tele. So this slide talks about SMEs, which needs to evolve through for enabling digital transformation. They need to transform customer experience. They need to enable seamless interaction with their clients, increase workforce productivity to enable through giving them various tools to collaborate with each other, and you also need to implement collaborative technologies like Microsoft tools and all, and building a secure network. There are some two case studies. So that small video talked about our smart flow solution, which will provide you like voice, WhatsApp as a channel to interact with your end customers. This is one of the use case with one of public sector bank who was in need, who based out of Gujarat, serving over 150 million customers. They were facing some challenges with their existing provider. So SmartFlow is basically cloud-based telephony solution which is back-to-back integrated with our PSTN network. There is no need of any on-premise infrastructure or any SIP trunk or PBX deployment at your location. It's like you only need that basic internet connectivity, and we will provide you licenses. So the cost, maybe the cost starting from as much as less than 500 rupees per channel. So for this customer, we deployed a SmartFlow solutions with hosted contact setup. So there are many features that platform provides, like you can do outbound calling, broadcast kind of a solutions. Then you can also do campaign. You can run multiple advertisement campaign. I can see there are many customers from NBFC industries which you can use this solution, right? There is one more use case for data. Yeah. So at the end of these slides, so you can see, right, we have a broad range of product portfolio starting from business communication, network connectivity. In business communication, we are having SmartFlow as an umbrella under which we can provide use SIP trunk, toll-free number services, call register services, then PRI, SmartFlow, and WhatsApp for business communication. Under network connectivity, we are providing you internet release line, Smart WAN. Smart WAN comes with like SG-WAN iFlex, that is intelligent flexible network through Fortinet as well as paired model. We also provide broadband connectivity. We also provide point-to-point lease line, ultra-low latency connectivity, and we are also pioneered in managed Wi-Fi service. I think Gulshan will take you through. So we have these 5 verticals, and we have broad range of products like from collaboration and productivity. We have partnered with Microsoft and Google to sell their services and manage their infrastructure. We also provide cloud infrastructure services like SaaS and PaaS on Microsoft Azure Cloud, as well as we are providing I2 private cloud services, which is from Tata Communications. Then we also do management of those services. We provide cybersecurity solutions for email, endpoint, DLP, network access control. So our USP is that we are not tied up with one of the vendors. We try to do consultative approach where we interact with customer, and then based on his use case, we tied up with we fix that proper vendor OEM to that fits to your needs of security requirement. Managed services I talked about, and bundle services like toll-free number, SmartFlow. So as a Tata Tele, we have come out of from traditional data and voice service, and we have deployed many. We have developed many new advanced services that can help you to digitally transform your business, right? So these are some of the marquee customers we have onboarded. I hope some of you sitting here must be using our services. And these are industry recommendations from Economics and Times. Thank you. Any question from anyone? No question. I will request Gulshan to take over.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Gulshan Ambule, and he is going to talk on managed Wi-Fi. So everyone knows about Wi-Fi, and we understand about the importance of Wi-Fi also. So let's hear from Gulshan ji about the management of Wi-Fi.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful introductions. And good afternoon to one and all. I look after the product piece for managed Wi-Fi for Tata Tele Business Services. Okay, are you able to hear me without a mic at the back? Good, yeah? Okay. So I think broadly, Sachin has covered what are the products we deal with and probably how the makeshift has happened in terms of earlier solutions that we used to provide and now the product portfolio that we have. See, the major shift that has happened over the past few years is the need for the automation. Okay. Now, so I would like to take you back a bit with the COVID times. What has COVID taught us? Everything, each and everything needs to be automated. Okay, there has to be zero touch provisioning, there has to be, everything needs to work in an automated manner, and that is very important for us here, for, SMEs and, MSMEs as well, right? So, this becomes a driving factor for Tata Business Services as well, because we deal with SMEs and MSMEs, right? And your problem is something that, we are trying to resolve, to solve through our product, right? The more we adapt to it, the better it is for both the SMEs as well as Tata Tele Business Services. So hence we have come up with a lot of product portfolios which are actually cloud-based, which are non-connectivity based. See, connectivity has always been our strength. Okay, if you see, आपके भी area में the maximum fiber that you will find is from Tata Tele Services or probably from Tata Tele Communications, product Tata Communications, right? So connectivity has always been our focus. But what we have done as a business is we have transformed ourselves into a company which is bringing change in terms of digital transformation and adapting with digital transformation. So what are the products? Smart Flow is one of the examples. The most important thing, or probably one of the most important thing over here is managed Wi-Fi. Okay, everyone has used Wi-Fi here, right? I mean, home, public place, आपके office में भी होगा sir. I mean, सभी को जरूरी होता है because आपको अगर इंटरनेट चाहिए there are only two connectivity that are required in the office. एक तो आप LAN ले लो या तो Wi-Fi. That's it. There is no third thing. Okay. So there is nothing but any alternate option. So या तो अब क्या हो रहा है कि customers are finding it difficult to manage all these LANs. Right? आपके यहाँ तार इधर से उधर जा रही है. There are multiple wires bringing into a cable, right? You need a clean and neat desk, right? And for a small business also, you need this, anyone can bring their device and work, right? As simple as that. That's all the office function needs, right? So that's what this product is bringing into the picture. And automation, your simplified connectivity and hassle-free, IT operations. These are the three things that that is being covered through our managed Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi is different. When we say managed Wi-Fi, we are completely doing a managed service. We are, taking a lot of your plate. Let's say, for example, अगर कोई आपका आईटी का बंदा है, एक पर्टिकुलर ऑफिस, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है, राइट? वहाँ पे काफी सारे लोग हैं जिसमें एक आईटी का बंदा भी आपने रखा हुआ है, जिसके पास बहुत सारे काम हैं. आपका पीआरआई मैनेज करनी है, लैंडलाइंस मैनेज करनी है, आपका इंटरनेट मैनेज करना है, आपको अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया कंप्लेन की मैनेज कर रहे हैं. मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा मैनेज वाईफाई सर्विस आप लो, आपको मैनेजेबिलिटी पूरा मेरे पैकेज से मिलेगा. And this is something which is, तो अगर आपका आईटी वाला बंदा है जिसके पास 10 काम है, मैं 4 काम उसके पास से ले लें, अपने ऊपर डाल, ठीक है? For that, I am giving you a service based on OPEX model. I'm not saying that you should invest upfront. Okay, capital expenditure is something which is a bone of contention for each and every one, right? Any unit you take, why would you invest upfront when you're getting something on an OPEX model? So that is another feature of managed Wi-Fi. So just a small thing. So I'm not going to take you through too many slides. I think Sachin has covered a lot of it, right? I'm just going to take you through a managed Wi-Fi portfolio. What is there in the products? How it can benefit you, and I'll give you a comparison as well. On the front that if you own that particular product or probably keep providing it, how will it make a different cost wise? That's all it is, right? So this is the product portfolio. When we say product managed Wi-Fi, these are the components that are driving managed Wi-Fi. Okay? First of all, you have to have a connectivity in the location. For example, I live about broadband. Okay, I'm saying you bring any connectivity. आपको अगर यहाँ पे in a place like TALOJA, in a place like Panvel, if you have a manufacturing unit जहाँ पे connectivity का problem है, आपका कोई local vendor आके आपको connectivity दे रहा है, for example broadband दे रहा है, for example IDFC दे रहा है, वो connectivity से भी मैं अपना manage करके चलाता हूँ. So it is a connectivity agnostic solution. As I said, it's an automated solution that we have designed, right? इसके अलावा आपके पास access point switches और cabling लगता है. ठीक है, ये एक्सेस पॉइंट जैसे आप लोगों ने सर घर पे काफी यूज किया होगा. आई मीन आई एम श्योर एवरीवन मस्ट हैव यूज्ड वाईफाई एट होम, राइट? वो क्या होता है, एक आपका केबल आता है, आपके यहाँ पे केबल ऑपरेटर डाल के जाता है, राइट? और उसके ऊपर एक राउटर लगा देते हैं, तो आपके घर के लिए वो सफिशिएंट हो जाता है. वाईफाई 2 3 4 लोग आराम से यूज करते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. आई थिंक सीमलेसली चलता है. अगर कभी प्रॉब्लम हो गया जैसे कि जियो का कुछ दिन पहले हुआ था, देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम, देन यू स्टार्ट फॉलोइंग अप विद पीपल एक्सेट्रा, राइट? बट एट अ ऑफिस काइंड ऑफ अ सिनेरियो, द कनेक्टिविटी हैज टू बी सिक्योर. The connectivity has to be secure, and you know it should actually be consistent. Okay, for example, अगर आज आप कोई डेटा भेजना चाह रहे हो या मंथ में आपको बहुत सारे काम हैं, आपके अकाउंट्स is working overtime for your stuff, right? That point of time you need a reliable connectivity wherein you know they can actually manage their operations. So that's what we do. We bring it to the table. We have you know tied up with all these major OEMs like Cambium, Aruba, Ruckus, 14. Okay, so you know from entry level to the top notch level, whatever solution you need, we'll be able to provide it. Cambium is a very entry level kind of an access point, right after Cisco is a premium grade. Okay, so from top to bottom, we'll cover each and everything. So now I discussed about the hardware, right? Access points, which is we need to do cabling as well. Okay, and if you want to have a managed Wi-Fi at the location, then there is a very important factor which is called a firewall. Just in case you know you need additional security or you want your staff not to serve anything additional. Let's say, for example, you don't want them to serve social media, right? You can put up a firewall, and that can be easily replaced. That can easily replace our router. See, our router has a basic feature like you know अगर आपका एक दिन डाउन हो गया, दूसरे पे ट्रैफिक आपका शिफ्ट कर देगा. अगर आपको एक्टिव पर रखना है, बैंडविड्थ एग्रीगेट करनी है, हम कर देंगे. ठीक है, that's a basic feature of a my router. But if you put a firewall, you can define policies. You can you know do a lot of things to that. For example, if you have about 3-4 manufacturing units, and each and every location I deploy my firewall, it becomes SD-WAN ready. So tomorrow you have to just take few licenses and connect these sites to yourself, and you can easily deploy a hub and spoke token. तो आपका सारा ट्रैफिक जो है वो वैन के थ्रू आराम से रेडिएट हो सकता है थ्रू आवर ब्रांचेस एंड कैन कम टू योर हेडक्वार्टर्स. Just a solution for a future readiness. That's all it is. And if you see the cost difference is not that much. So that is there, and there is a very important factor that we provide with our services, which is called AAA. So what is the difference between your home Wi-Fi and your office Wi-Fi? आज की डेट में क्या होता है सर, अगर आपने मान लीजिए कोई प्रीशिप अरेंजमेंट किया हुआ है या फिर आपने कुछ टेम्परेरी सोल्यूशन किया हुआ है, तो आप क्या बोलते हो, अगर यार मेरे को वाईफाई से कनेक्ट करना है, आप एक काम करो, ये पासवर्ड ले लो, आप ये पासवर्ड ले लो, आप उससे कनेक्ट करो. अब ये हो सकता है कि ये बंदा जाके 3-4 लोगों को बता देगी यार ये पासवर्ड है. आपको वो बंदा नहीं चाहिए अपना नेटवर्क, बिकॉज आपका नेटवर्क सेंसिटिव है, आपके ट्रांजैक्शंस हो रहे हैं, आपकी बिलिंग हो रही है, you know he might hack that, right? So there is a security element to it. I am saying I am giving you a fully managed network. उसमें मैं आपको कस्टमाइज लॉगिन दे रहा हूँ और आपके स्टाफ के लिए भी और आपके जो गेस्ट आएंगे. लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल कल आपके पास कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस है, आपके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस है, राइट? वहाँ पे लेट्स से 20-21 पीपल का ग्रुप आ, आपको चाहिए कि वो इंटरनेट यूज करें और निकल जाए, बराबर? उनको आपको क्या कहते हैं फैसिलिटी भी देनी है, लेकिन आपको एट द सेम टाइम ये भी चाहिए कि वो आपके नेटवर्क में ज़्यादा देर तक ना रहे. तो आपने एक दिन का उनको एक्सेस दिया, वो कंप्लीटली आपके पास हम कंट्रोल दे देते हैं कि आप कितना कूपन जनरेट करना चाहते हैं. 25 कूपन आपने एक दिन में जनरेट किया, राइट? सो वो दिया आपने, उन्होंने लॉगिन किया, अपना काम किया और वो निकल गए. अगली बार जब वो आएंगे तो उनको एक्सेस चाहिए होगा आपके पास. सो दैट्स हाउ सिंपल the working of this particular solution is. And real estate and your manufacturing unit are one of our biggest customers for these kind of customer solution. Because क्या होता है, आपके काफी सारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स में क्या होता है कि आपका मोबाइल नेटवर्क नहीं होता, आप कम्युनिकेट कैसे करोगे? कई सारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट में आपके फोन अलाउड नहीं है। टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सीट्स, वहां पर अलाउड नहीं है आपका, तो आप इंटरनली कम्युनिकेट कैसे करोगे, राइट? तो आपको कुछ सॉल्यूशन चाहिए, राइट? सो दे टेक अ मैनेज वाईफाई, उसके थ्रू वो लोग टीम्स को कम्युनिकेशन करते हैं, या तो फिर अगर उनके पास आईपी फोन है दे कैन यूज दैट थ्रू मैनेज वाईफाई, यू कैन गिव अ कवरेज एंड यू कैन गिव अ कनेक्टिविटी, both voice and data is done. So it's a very important aspect for the SMEs to function. Right? Now, over here, what we are saying is that we are not saying, we are not someone who will be charging you a premium for this. What we are saying is that आप सर हमें स्क्वायर फीट बेसिस पे बता दीजिए कि आपका कितना स्क्वायर फीट का ऑफिस है, हम उसके बेसिस पे आपको एक फ्लैट रेंट देंगे, ठीक है? अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं ये नहीं बैठ रहा है, तो फिर हम जाके आपका फिजिकल सर्वे भी करेंगे, क्योंकि आज के डेट में जो वाईफाई का प्रोसेस फॉलो होता है उसमें ऐसा होता है कि आप फिजिकली जाके देखते हो कितना बड़ा एरिया है, क्या कैबिन्स है, एक्सेट्रा, उसके हिसाब से आप एक प्रोजेक्शन देते हो, उसके हिसाब से आपका मंथली रेंटल या फिर आपका एक इन्वेस्टमेंट बनता है फॉर वाईफाई। बट हम आपको ये बोल रहे हैं कि आप हमें बस स्क्वायर फीट बता दीजिए आपके, और उसमें आगे पीछे जो भी होगा वो हम मैनेज करेंगे, हम आपको एक फ्लैट रेंट दे देंगे, आपको our business model works right now for management. Anyone who has a question, you can feel free to interrupt me. So basically मैंने ये किया है कि मैंने एक एनालिसिस किया है। देखिए क्या होता है सर कि जब when we are actually going into the market, people say यार हम क्यों ले मैनेज वाईफाई, हम खुद पे लगा लेंगे, 2 एक्सेस पॉइंट लगाने हैं, एक स्विच लगाना है और उसके बाद में हम खुद ही मैनेज कर लेंगे, ठीक है? तो लेकिन somewhere there is a part that अगर आप खुद से लगाते हैं, पहली चीज तो ये है कि आपका मैन पावर कॉस्ट प्लस आपका बैंडविड्थ व्हिच इज इंटैंजिबल, लाइक आप काउंट नहीं कर सकते कितना आवर्स आपने गवाए अगर एक पर्टिकुलर नेटवर्क खराब हो गया, राइट? सो वो चीज है। और तीसरा ये है कि आपको जो वेरियस कंप्लायंस एंड टैक्सेस इश्यूज होते हैं, दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज डिफरेंट, राइट? सो मैंने थोड़ा सा एनालिसिस किया है एक एग्जांपल लेके कि अगर आप खुद से अपना वाईफाई नेटवर्क लगाते हो तो आपको क्या खर्चा आएगा ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 3 इयर्स, और अगर हम आपको लगा के देते हैं ऑन एन ओपेक्स मॉडल और अ मंथली रेंटल मॉडल, आपको क्या खर्चा आएगा? जस्ट एग्जांपल, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल 5 लाख रुपए यदि इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट, राइट, आप अपफ्रंट दे रहे हो ये पैसे, उसके बाद सारा जो रिस्पांसिबिलिटी आपका है इंफ्रा मैनेजमेंट, राइट? तो आपने 5 लाख रुपए दिया, मेरे केस में आप 35,000 रुपए रेंटल दो, जस्ट एन एग्जांपल, उसके बाद में आप PMC दे रहे हो, उसके बाद में आप मैन पावर कॉस्ट दे रहे हो, ultimately what is bring down it's about 25% more cost than what you will get at a OPEX level. Whereas for my service आपको ये सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिलेगा, आपको कैरियर रेट, ठीक है, आपको पूरा 24/7 सपोर्ट मिलेगा। मेरा I provide my services at बॉम्बे एयरपोर्ट एंड बैंगलोर एयरपोर्ट, ठीक है? तो मेरे को पता है कि एयरपोर्ट का ऑपरेशन तो 24/7 चलता है, राइट? तो मेरे पास बैकएंड पे टीम है जो 24/7 अवेलेबल होती है ऑन योर ऑन कॉल सपोर्ट, और अगर फील्ड पे जाके विजिट करके अगर वो दैट गिव्स यू समवेयर द एज, और उससे हमें लगता है कि प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होगा, हमारी फील्ड टीम भी है, सो दे आल्सो गो एंड विद ऑल द इश्यूज। सो आपको क्या मिलता है? वेंडर मैनेजमेंट एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन, सिंस वी हैव द एसोसिएशन विद ऑल दीस वेंडर्स एंड ऑल दीस यूनिट्स, वी गेट फुल सपोर्ट फ्रॉम देम। तो कल आपके कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में कुछ चेंजेस करने हैं या कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो वी डायरेक्टली एंगेज विद देम, एंड वेयर एज आपके टाइम पे शायद आपको 4-5 घंटे लगे, हमें 2-3 घंटे लगेंगे वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने में, बिकॉज़ वी डायरेक्टली टॉकिंग टू द पार्टी, राइट? दैट्स अनदर थिंग। टेलीकॉम सिक्योरिटी 24/7 सपोर्ट, एज आई टोल्ड यू। वी आल्सो हैव a dashboard। तो आप मान लीजिए आज आप ऑफिस में नहीं है, आप कहीं दिल्ली में ट्रैवल करते हैं, आपको देखना है कि बॉम्बे में क्या चल रहा है, तो आप वहीं से आप अपने मेरे डैशबोर्ड पर एक्सेस करके देख सकते हो कितने लोग कनेक्टेड है, क्या डेटा यूज हो रहा है, क्या कितने लोग वाईफाई से फोन कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं, कितने लोग लैपटॉप कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली आपको ये सब जो डिटेल मेरे डैशबोर्ड पर मिल जाएगा, कौन सा OS यूज हो रहा है, राइट? अगर आपने देखा कि विंडोज के लोग ज्यादा है तो आप ये इजीली इमेजिन कर सकते हो कि वहाँ पे लैपटॉप ज्यादा कनेक्ट है, अगर कोई एंड्रॉइड कर रहा है तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि फोन ज्यादा कनेक्ट है, आपको रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना है आप वो भी करें, ऑल दीस थिंग्स आर देयर। इसके अलावा फायरवॉल में आपको बता चुका हूँ, और कंप्लायंस व्हिच इज टाटा's biggest strength. We'll never be on the wrong side of the law, right? We are fully compliant. We use the hardware which is compliant with Department of Telecommunications, and which are registered with it. So right now, as I speak to you, there has been a major development that Chinese equipment cannot be used in telecommunications. Hardware cannot be used in telecommunications. Chinese hardware, right? So every hardware which is being used for telecommunication, every OEM, let's say for example Agarwal, Cisco, all these are US made, right? They have to register with the Department of Telecommunication. So they have to fall in the category, and after that only we can go and deploy them. तो आपका इसमें क्या होता है, एक तो आपका डेटा ब्रीच नहीं होगा, दूसरा आर्टिफिशियल में कोई भी अटैक लेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल तो अभी कुछ दिनों पहले जियो का सर्वर डाउन हो गया, राइट? आई एम श्योर कहीं ना कहीं सबको अटैक किया है, राइट? सो वो टाइम पे सबसे पहले जो इंक्वायरी होती है वो ये होती है कि कहीं साइबर अटैक तो नहीं होगी, राइट? बिकॉज थ्रेट ऑफ चाइना इज रियल, राइट? सो नाउ व्हाट वी डू इज दे इवेंचुअली ट्राई एंड मिटिगेट दोस गैप्स फॉर यू। तो आपका नेटवर्क एक लेवल तक सिक्योर हो गया जब आपने हमसे सर्विस की। एंड आफ्टर दैट देयर आर वेरियस थिंग्स, देयर आर चेंजेस इन द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लेवल दैट वी सपोर्ट यू। सो दैट्स व्हाई वर्कशॉप ऑल दीस थिंग्स आर कवर्ड। That's it. I mean, I don't have many slides right now, but this needs to be a little more interactive. So if you can probably have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Anyone? जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा था कि यहाँ पे मैं आपको ये बता रहा था कि स्क्वायर फीट बेस मॉडल है। स्क्वायर फीट बेस मॉडल है, यहाँ पे अगर आपका कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है जहाँ पे हम लोग you want to have a seamless connectivity between your workers as well. We have a specialized solution which can be usually working on an IT-based solution. Completely IT, there is no data. तो अगर आपके मान लीजिए आपको कम्युनिकेट करना है, so you can what you can do is तो अभी क्या होता है IT में बहुत सारे automated devices भी होते हैं, right? Which will need internet, but they will not have आपको authentication नहीं करने देंगे. Like आप जैसे मोबाइल नंबर पे OTP डालते हो, वो नहीं करने देंगे. So these are automated devices, correct? They work on an IT-based model. So that is a solution that we deploy. There's some problem with the network. Then we help you. We help you out fully with all these solutions and the configuration. That's how it works. Any questions again? Thank you. Yeah.
Since we are into the solar industry, we provide our services for open access system, which has multiple inverters involved. So to receive the data, we require Wi-Fi connections over there, and these installations are mostly in the remote regions. So will you be able to provide these services over there as well?
Yeah, of course.
Because the reason I'm asking this is because Wi-Fi connection is required to connect the inverters to the internet for us to get the remote access as well. So उसमें क्या एक issue आ जाता है कि अगर कोई वहाँ पर local बंदा है उसके पास में password आ जाता है तो he'll be starting using the internet connection over there. So can this be provided? For example, सातारा का कोई एक outskirt region है वहाँ पर installation लगाया हुआ है हमारा. So can your services be provided there as well?
Absolutely. So as I said, it is connectivity agnostic. देखिए पहले जब हमने ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया था तो हम बोलते थे कि यार इंटरनेट पे हमारे लोग और वाईफाई पे हमारे लोग, तो हम मैनेज इजीली कर पाएंगे, हमारा पर्सपेक्टिव ये। बट नाउ व्हाट वी से इज कि आप इंटरनेट किसी से भी ले सकते हो, पर आपको हम किसी भी रिमोट एरिया में मैनेज वाईफाई करके देंगे। आपके लिए फॉर एग्जांपल दैट इज समवेयर इन सातारा, as you said, we have a manufacturing unit, right?
No, not a manufacturing unit. We have a solar plant installed over there. Yeah.
So there also, you can create an outdoor as well as indoor net, as per your preference. So, इसमें आप मान different kind of a solution deployed. There's an outdoor access point that comes with each and every OEM that we will deploy. And we'll ensure that there is whatever data communication that is required over there, that can be done. From any site, let's say for example, आपका site Bombay में है, जहाँ से आपका data जा रहा है, right? So we can have connectivity at both ends. It is possible. But if you need a plain internet connectivity, we can deploy our access points at your solar plant unit. And there also you can receive the data through internet, through cloud. Basically, when you are having connectivity between two devices, it's an intranet. It's just flowing from here to here. Over the Wi-Fi, it's coming here. Anyone else? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambule, for your nice presentation on Wi-Fi. Now I would like to invite Mr. Shyamsunder Sharma, Director. Yeah, Mr. Shyamsunder Sharma, Director, Shamkris Global Inspection Services Private Limited, and his topic is importance of certification in the business. So those who are into the manufacturing, they must be understand about the importance of ISO certificate, and also those who are into the food, there are the different kind of certificates are required to be taken from the government and other international bodies. So Shyamji is going to talk on that.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I would like to thank SME Chamber and Sakshi to giving me this opportunity for giving this presentation on especially about the ISO certification and all, which is a business requirement. So I would like to highlight, especially it will be more of an interactive session when I am going to discuss on this particular requirement. The topic which I selected is basically ISO certification for business, but it's totally different when you will go into this requirement. See, first of all, why would we all as an organization like to go for ISO certification? Is it a mandatory requirement? Absolutely not. It is not a mandatory requirement. And we don't want to go for an ISO certification because it's not required. It is required either by if you want to participate in some tenders. So we say tendering business. Those who are in tendering business, they go for an ISO certification. For them, the ISO certification is very, you can say, just to get the certificate by any way. Okay? If you are looking for a certification when it is a marketing purpose and a brand development, okay? So we usually say that building brand identity and marketing strategy. In this sense, when you are going for a certification, your approach of getting the certification is fairly that, okay, your competitor is certified by which standard or which product or which certification body. So your look and feel is that, let's get into this. If it is a very new business, you simply get into the certification again as a piece of paper, I will say. Okay, that's another area you are looking into an ISO certification. But the main crunch is that where you want to grow your business, whether you want to be in the business same as what you were or what you want. If your business is suppose 5 crore today and you want to be a 50 crore, you cannot do by participating in tender or doing a simply building marketing strategy by getting into the ISO certification. You have to comply with the customer requirement. When your approach is a customer requirement, it's totally different. Because if your customer demands, we need this certification. Okay? I will tell you one typical example. There is a garment industry in Satara, okay? And they were doing a business from last 20 years. And in 20 years, they were doing a fairly good business of 10 crores and still on 10 crores. Now they want to grow their business to 100 crores. And they were doing a business with big companies, Walmart, okay, Jara and all. Now they have given the input that, okay, you need to comply with the Inditex, SEDEX. Now this is a certification which is new to them and they are not able to get into this requirement. It's a customer requirement. They approach us sir, we want a SEDEX. We have a ISO, but we want a SEDEX. So my first question is to them that, are you really looking for a certification, or you are looking for to fulfill the customer needs? They say, no, our customer demands, otherwise we lose the business. Then I will give them a checklist that you need to follow this. Whether you have a factory license, whether you have a fire license, whether you have a PF or ESIC compliance, whether you have a systematic implemented ISO certification in place. No, we don't have, but you still want to do the good business. Then it's a very difficult situation for them to grow from 10x to 100x. And that's what customer requirements comes into the picture, and they have to comply all these requirements. And now what they will do, they start from the scratch. And this is how customer requirements comes into the picture. The another area which we want to discuss about this vendor approval services. Okay. Again, this is very important. You are doing a business with many companies. Okay. You want to do with ONGC, you want to do with railway, you want to do EIL. Okay. So when you want to do a railway, I think anyone from here is supplying to railway? Any manufacturer? Or they are approved vendor with Engineers India Limited, EIL? Those who don't, this is an important requirement when you are registered with EIL and RDSO. RDSO says that you have to comply with the product certification, which is ISI mark. Or if it is a international product, you have to comply with the CE mark or GOST standard from Russia or US FDA. But ISO 9000 certification is very important. Now, again, there is a question. There is a organization who is doing the sheet metal, okay, supplying to the railway, and they want to supply to the railway. But they do not have a ISO certification in a proper way. They have everything in place, and they want to register with RDSO, railway. It's very difficult situation for them. They have to go for a proper ISO system certification with a proper documentation, followed with product certification ISI and the requirement defined by the RDSO, and then they will able to approach it. So that's called vendor approval services. And now we talk about process improvement. Now, who wants to go for a process improvement? The company who is having a vision of being a good company. Okay, they want to be the one of the best company providing the quality products. They want to be in a process improvement. So the companies like Tata, the companies like the multifold 100 plus companies, 100 crore plus companies, because if do not have a system in place, they will not grow. So process improvement is one of the important requirement, and people go for this without any reason. And here the ISO certification is a minute part. They go for a more improvement. It is called as a 6 Sigma certification and JED certification. Okay, so that's what the process improvements comes into the picture. So now this is why I just talk about why people want to go for this certification. There are many benefits of getting ISO certification. You get the certification because it gives the credibility and reputation when you're supplying the product to various industries. It also gives the customer satisfaction. You buy the product not only because the price is less. You buy the product because the delivery is fast, the quality is good, and you trust on them. That's what the customer satisfaction is there. Competitive advantage, when you get this, say like suppose you become a railway approved, you have a competitive advantage to supply to the railway. Okay? If you want to go in the financial institution and you are certified for ISO 27000 or 20000 or 22301, or you can say SOC 2. So this will give a added advantage. If you are in payment card industry, you should be a PCI DSS. All these requirements comes into the picture. Operational efficiency. Yes, once the systems are in place, it is very good that you can deliver the good product on time, and you can also analyze many data, because all this certification having their requirement, one of the important requirement is called check, PDCA, Plan, Do, Check Act. Check is the one of the requirement, and there is an act also that if something is happening wrong, you can do the root cause analysis. So this system works for your organization efficiency also. When we talk about the regulatory compliances,
The certification also help out in the regulatory compliances. Suppose you want to go for a 14,000 certification, 45,000 certification, or any other some certification talks about the regulatory compliance. It talk about whether you have a factory license, whether you have a pollution license, whether you have a, nowadays if you are importing, you have a EPR plastic, EPR e-waste, okay? If you are doing in an industry called explosive environment, you need a Paisa compliance. Many such certification and licenses are required. And if you are going with this proper requirement, it will be help you out in getting regulatory compliance. Risk management, yes. Risk is the important factor in now all the standards. We talk about risk assessment, risk treatment. We talk about the risk in the business. We talk about the risk in the product. So these particular standards come to know that how you can comply to this requirement also. We have a continuous improvement. When you do these particular services, you get every time audited, and it's giving a good opportunity that you are improving in your systems. Global recognition. So once your product is certified, like say suppose if you want to get a CE mark, okay, which is a product certification, so you are recognized globally in the Europe. If your product is certified for US FDA, you are again globally recognized in US. So that's how the products are fulfill into the global recognition. Employee engagement, yes. Again, the standards are very focused on employee engagement, right from training the people about the SOPs, the standard operating procedures, or giving them the product requirements, regulatory requirements. All this help out to be in a good employee engagement activities. And supply chain requirements, yes. Whenever you are doing the product like FSC, if you are in a product called printing or wood related products, you need to have a supply chain management requirement, because it comes as a chain of custody certificate like FSC, there is a called MPEDA, and all these things are requirement in this particular require. Now when we are talking about a management system certification, there are various ISO certification. I am not going into detail of these things. It is 9,000, 14,000, 45,000 environment, health and safety, 27,000 for information security, 22,000 for food safety, and 50,000 for energy management. So these all certification, when got into the combination, it becomes a customer requirement. Okay, these are the combination certification. When you combine three standards, 9, 14, 45, it becomes a social compliance. Now the main area, if you want to really do a good business, you have to follow into the industry specific certification. Industry specific certification, like if you are a manufacturer of automobile products, you have to comply with IATF requirements, and IATF requirement is really a very tough requirement. You have to follow the regulatory requirements, you have to follow the as well as the process requirements. Both the things need to be fulfilled very hard, and you want to get into this certification, you need to have minimum 6 months to 9 months of a process implement, then you will able to achieve this certification. AS 9000, again it is a aerospace. If you are again a supplier of aerospace products, okay, you need to follow the similar compliance in that also. API, it is called the American Petroleum Institute. If you have a product where you want to supply to the oil and gas industries, you have to follow the API. There is a two product, API Q1, API Q2. And again, when you are going for API Q1, Q2, it is an industry specific certification, and you have to follow all these requirements, regulatory, process, improvements, vendor requirements, chain of custody certification, everything need to be followed. Now, looking into when I am talking about especially the BRC product, which is not mentioned here, when we talk about a BRC, kosher, halal, which is related to food, in Indian context, there is a requirement called a FSSAI, Food Safety Certification, okay? So you have to follow all kind of food safety requirement, which is either which kind of business, whether you are importing, exporting, product certification, you have to fulfill all these requirements. Then, if I talk about ISO 13485, which is especially for medical device. Anyone who is manufacturing a medical device, it is a new regulation in India, come out in 2017, having mandatory happened till 2022. So from now, it is a mandatory for many of the products. If you are importing any medical device or if you are manufacturing medical device, you have to follow the CDSCO licensing requirements along with ISO 13485 certification. And last but not least, which I addressed here, is ISO 18788. It is for the security agency who are in this business. They can go for this particular certification. Now, how we help out in getting into the ISO certificate? Actually, many of the people are going for certification for various purposes, tender, brand building, customer process, vendor approval process. But ideally, the certification should be, you should have a proper documentation which includes manual, procedures, SOPs, work instructions, checklist and record. There should be a training in your organization related to respective ISO standards, SOP based and internal audit. When we do this documentation and a training, you do an implementation at your place where it can be verified with reference to records, awareness of the team, internal audit, management review meeting, and closure of non-conformity raised by either in internal audit or in an external audit or a vendor approval process. And last but not least, once you are ready with all these things, you can get audited by the certification body. Once the audit is done, you will award it with the certificate, but certificate is not the milestone. You have to implement and achieve these results year on year. That is also one of the requirement. These are the few certification. We are also one of the certification body having accreditation from US and Singapore. And we are working with many sub-certification like TUV, BUK, DNV. As yes, myself, I worked with TUV node for almost almost 6 years in certification body, and then I started my own. The process of certification is very easy, whether it is a product approval, whether it is ISO certification, it's always started with the audit, stage 1 and stage 2 audit. Stage 1 audit is always a desktop assessment, and then the practical audit will be conducted and followed with the yearly audit. It depends upon how much year of certificate is issued, whether it is issued for 1 year, 2 year or 3 year or 5 year. Every year the audit will be conducted. So these are some value-added customer. One of the oldest customer of TALOJA Manufacturing Association is a common effluent treatment plant. I audited almost more than 15 years back, and they are our still a client where we have certified them for 9,000, 14,000, 45,000. And these are the few customers. Now I would like to highlight few of my services which is very important. I am not getting much time to explain each and every subject is a very vast subject. But as I said that our specific services included India entry consulting. So if anybody bringing the product to the India and they need a support on the specific licenses which is called BIS, ISI, PESO, legal methodology for packaging commodity, weight and measure, and EPR services. So we help the companies into getting into this requirement. Regulatory business licenses, suppose any business owners is having a problem with the factory license, pollution, fire NOC for their businesses, we support on those requirements. ISO certification I have discussed already. Product certification, ISI mark is one which is in India. But if you want to do export in various countries, you have a C mark, you have a GOSTAR. If you want to do a Saudi Arabia, you have a SABR. You have a QAS for Kuwait. So every country is having a different certification. We also do ESG compliance, okay? And nowadays if you are in a steel and steel related product, if you want to supply to Europe, you have a CBAM compliance which is called Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. Solar panel people can be one of the part where they can get benefited because you have to do a carbon emission minimum to supply the product, especially steel urea, to the international market. We also become an authorized representative when it is an Indian context comes into the picture. I would like to highlight here, we have two websites. One is called certificationinindia.com and licenseinindia.com, which give you a knowledge website about what product you are in, what kind of license you need, for which country, for which department. So you can access to that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me right now. Thank you. If any questions, please just ask me. Any question? Or I am pretty clear? Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Okay. Now I would like to invite Mr. Yashesh Sampat. He is from insurance professional, and his topic is importance of insurance and how to settle the claims smoothly. Over to you, sir.
Very good afternoon. A session just before the lunch. Everybody would be wondering now somebody is there to sell insurance, okay, and buy it, give a long-term perspective that why insurance is essential, some mediclaim policy, some fire policy. My banker is already chasing me. Now somebody else is coming and selling it. The session is not for selling insurance. The session is first to make some awareness about whatever insurance knowledge you have, how to upgrade that. And the most difficult thing is how do you manage claims when it comes to you in your own personal lives, in your own businesses. And generally an SME and MSME is stuck up into awareness issue. In insurance, he does not know what he is paying the premium for. And secondly, when a claim comes, he runs from pillar to post and he does not know what to do when a claim comes. And then the trust factor into insurance goes away and then you end up not buying insurance. And then when a claim comes, you end up breaking all your FDs, breaking all your balances so that your business comes back to normal because you wouldn't have taken insurance. So this is like a 360-degree chakra view, what we call as. You buy insurance, but you don't get a claim. Or when you have not bought insurance and a claim comes, you realize, wish I had insurance. Okay. So let's keep this session 5 to 7 minutes on your decisions and how to buy insurance, right? And then on 5 to 8 minutes roughly on claims, then we can have a discussion over lunch. First and foremost, when you see your own personal risk as an individual, as a family, what we call everywhere, roti, kapda, makan, right? That roti, kapda, makan is not only roti, kapda, makan. Roti, kapda, makan and insurance is the fourth thing today in this country. Because without insurance, just one can't survive. COVID was a great example. Mumbai floods were a great example where you realize that wish you had insurance, then at least some benefit you would have got to pay off for your financial losses, right? Today when we think that we have our own mobile phones, we have our own iPads, we have our own home, we believe कुछ नहीं होगा यार उसको. But coincidentally एक मोबाइल का धक्का आया तो आपका 1.5 लाख का आईफोन आधा हो गया. या एक शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गई बिल्डिंग में तो आपका जो खुद प्राइस असेट है आपका घर is almost to zero. And you won't imagine a 40 lakh to a 50 lakh square feet का construction cost भी है ना आपके घर का, तो उसका annual premium 5,000 रुपया नहीं है. But people don't know that I can buy this insurance that smoothly. We believe that our society is taking an insurance, so it covers it. It covers the structure outside, does not cover your internal home. So home, which is a very much essential, you need to look for that on your personal side. On your health front, we always believe that 3 lakh, 5 lakh का health is too good for me. कहाँ claim आया है 10 साल में? ये insurance company में हम पैसा भरते हैं और हर साल बोनस 5-1% मिलता है. कुछ टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन भी नहीं है, हार्डली है. वाई आई शुड पे इंश्योरेंस? क्लेम तो देते नहीं, आधे देते हैं. बट एक दिन जब भी कोई एक बड़ा हार्ट अटैक, कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बीमारी आ गई, देन यू रियलाइज योर इंश्योरेंस इज सच एन इनएडिक्वेट अमाउंट ऑफ 2 to 3 to 5 lakhs that hospitalization does not even bother to pay for your 5 days expenses there. I have one of our close friends, his father-in-law had a paralytic attack just last week. Admitted to a top hospital in the city. Every day 1 lakh bill for treatment. 20 days, 20 lakhs gone away. Insurance is just of 5 lakhs. So everybody will say, our parents के लिए insurance कोई देता ही नहीं है. Now government has announced 70 plus के लिए insurance. But that itself will have its own process of registration, own process of empanelment, own network of hospitals. So now at our ages, when we think to buy insurance, we will not buy of 50 lakh or a crore. We will buy just 2, 3, 5 lakh or a 10 lakh. But just one common thing, After 10 years, can anybody in this room or in this country can say, you'll be the same fit and healthy what you are today? Answer is no. After 10 years, are you aware that there will be another pandemic? Answer is, I don't know. But you are aware, the medical inflation in this country is 15% plus. So today's 10 lakhs, in 5 years would be 20 lakhs minimum in a hospitalization. And in next 20 years, it should be not less than 30 to 40 lakhs. After 20 years from now, if you will go to buy insurance, trust me, the medical examination of yours itself will reflect such reports that insurance company will say, sorry, I will not take your policy, or I will exclude this. Then why not invest from now? Your vehicles are your close assets, again, for which you take traditionally through the dealer, the insurance, and take to protect themselves. Your jewelries can be protected. This is on the personal side, right? Coming on to the business side, SME side, which many of you are there here for, you would want to know, what should I take the necessary policy for today, right? Today, what are your business risk? Your fire risk, your act of God risk, your short circuit risk to your plant, to your factory, to your offices, to your furniture, fixtures, plant and machinery, your plate glass, all these risks are there. But you say that, no, I just want a basic fire policy for my outstanding loan amount or the loan for which I have taken it from the bank. The banker has done that policy. But 99.99% SMEs, MSMEs in this country do not know only that what they are taking that policy for in reality. There's a concept known as under insurance into a fire policy. Today, if your risk value in your factory, in your office is say 1 crore rupees, you have taken a loan of 60 lakhs from the bank. 99% cases you would have taken a policy of 60 lakhs only because the bank would have given you that loan. If a claim comes, you are not going to get 60 lakhs. You are going to get a proportion of 60 lakhs by 1 crore into 60 lakhs. Who will fund that remaining 24 lakhs? So the answer is, you should know what sort of policies you have to take. You have to take the current 100% exposure of your plant, machinery, factory, the current day replacement value or the next 1 year replacement value. Inflation will be 10%. आपकी फायर पॉलिसी होगी 15 साल पुरानी, जो वही वैल्यू पे आपका एक अकाउंट्स का एग्जीक्यूटिव रिन्यू करता होगा कोई एजेंट के थ्रू या बैंक के थ्रू. आपने कभी वो पॉलिसी को रीचेक किया कि जो मैं कवर कर रहा हूँ या जिसका मैं पैसा भर रहा हूँ वो सही वैल्यू है कि नहीं? उसमें कोई कंडीशन लिख दी होगी, वारंटी दैट फायर प्रोटेक्शन शुड बी एक्टिव 24/7. फायर प्रोटेक्शन होगा ही नहीं आधे से ज़्यादा एसएमई में. एक छोटा सा एक्सटिंग्विशर आपने एंट्रेंस पे लगाया होगा तो उसके वजह से आपका क्लेम रिजेक्ट हो सकता है. तो दैट कंडीशन इज टू बी रिमूव्ड. Largest of the corporates also, insurance executives in India, don't know that there is a loss of profit policy. If there is any fire in your premises, in your factory, you required to take a loss of profit policy. आज प्लांट जल के राख हो गया तो 6 महीने से 1 साल जाएगा प्लांट को वापस खड़ा करने को. FIR, fire brigade reports, reinstating the property, bank to be settled, then permissions, then again doing it. तो 6 महीना 1 साल का खर्चा कौन बेयर करेगा? आपके सैलरीज का, आपके रेंट का, एम्प्लॉई सैलरीज, एडवर्टाइजमेंट कॉस्ट, प्लस 6 months to 1 year, your production and business operations has stopped. Who will pay the loss of profit? There's an insurance policy which covers that as a loss of profit section. Plus your plate glass, your money, cash in transit, you send your employees to collect cash. किसी ने कान पट्टी पे रख दिया गन, वो कैश आपका लेके चला गया 2 लाख का, कहाँ है पॉलिसी? A fraud done by your employee, accountants, marketing executives, they can commit fraud. You will realize it after 1 year, 2 year. 10 lakh, 20 lakh fraud done. There's a policy available at a very, very minuscule premium. All these risks, apart from like your public liability risk, blast हो गया, या मैं आपके ऑफिस में आया, there's a, I slip over, I can sue you, right? Can be covered under one umbrella policy, which SME chambers will communicate to you, which we have structured for the members, where all of this risk can be covered under one policy. Apart from that, cyber risk, you know, everybody today is exposed to cyber. 2 days back, there was a breaking news that a leading insurance company in India, their 7 crores data also got leaked. 7 crores, right? Your bankers, your lounges, their data are getting leaked. Everywhere is available. So for a business operation of an SME, MSME, there can be a very well cyber solution done which can be available, a cyber risk insurance policy, which protects you, your domain name, from getting hacked. Okay? So these are few of the examples apart from your employees' mediclaim insurances, the goods which you send in transit to India, abroad, import, export can be covered. Okay, these are few of the SME sort of insurances which we are talking. Then comes on the claims, right? What to do when a claim comes? Immediately we realize that we should ask our family member, policy किधर है मेरी? मेरे को एडमिट होना है हॉस्पिटल में. वो अपने ईमेल में कहीं पे जाके या कोई फाइल में पड़ी होगी या कोई कुरियर घर पे आया होगा, right? So we never share our insurances, unfortunately, in our country with our better halves. That's the problem of male India. We keep everything to ourselves. And we expect the females to then rise to the occasion to help us when a claim comes to us. So first thing, what you take as insurance for yourself, your term, your afterlife, you're taking a term insurance, that is something happens to you, your spouse should get the claim. She should know about it, right? And vice versa, that what you have taken the policy. Today your TPA card keeps on changing every year in Mediclaim if you are taking. If you have covered here under corporate policy, employer's policy, there are separate TPA cards. At least I should know which is a hospital next to me for a cashless. I should know the process that today a normal employee or a normal business class cannot afford to spend a 10 lakh or a 20 lakh in a top hospital today. He should know how to plan the hospitalization in case of a mediclaim. Not everything in this country is emergency. When you have to go and lodge a claim. There are surgeries which are planned. So if you know that you have to get treated for, say, a knee replacement or a bypass, why you want to fund from your own money? Why you don't want to go and plan a hospitalization and get a treatment done there and get a cashless approval in advance and just pay a very nominal amount for non-payable expenses? Also, when a majority areas we don't want to go to the hospitals which are on cashless, we believe we will go to our family physician, he will suggest us ABC hospital and we'll get it treated. Common India ka problem. So we pay from our own pocket and then we don't know how to go and lodge a claim. So we have to arrange the documents. Somebody has to advise us and guide us. So for SME, we have come up with a claims assistance services. Okay, that whenever any claim comes to you on your personal side or the business side, we can be more than helpful to assist you. And now comes on business side, right? Let's take an example. You have a 1 crore ka claim. We just handled few days back one jewelry block claim. Insurance company denied the claim on a condition that there was not a security facility at the venue. Okay, and 1 crore 5 lakhs claim repudiated. We studied the papers, we understood where the gap is, and it was a wrong interpretation by the surveyor who surveyed the loss. We told the client, don't pay us anything in advance. We are there to help you. Once you get your money, that time only you pay us. This is not a money making business. It's only a qualitative advice which is necessary. And we tried to help them and took over the claim. And in 6 to 9 months' time, in the legal regulated framework, we are hoping to get 1 crore claim plus the interest of another 10 to 15 lakhs on that. So that can be one area where you can reach out to us for claims assistance. Okay. My colleague Sanjay Jawar is also here. He'll catch up with you. Here is Sanjay. Yeah. But for you, for your basic awareness, you should know what insurance you are taking. You should know that what are the terms and conditions where the claims are payable or not payable. What sort of permissions you have to take to do your business. Otherwise, insurance company may say, sorry, you have breached the condition. Intimating to insurance company, surveyor, the fire brigade, the police on a timely basis. And most important, your documentation about your stocks, your plant, your bills, your all assets. आपकी फैक्ट्री में आग लग के जल गई तो आपके पास बैकअप क्या है प्रूव करने के लिए जो जला है वो 1 करोड़ का माल जला है. Where is the proof? You just can't say I have a policy of 1 crore, so pay me 1 crore. Insurance company will ask you all the proofs. Will ask you your inward, outward of stocks. So please keep a digital record or a photocopy or a backup of all your assets and all your billing which is there. Okay. So these are just few of the examples. Since we have limited time available during the lunch, happy to catch up with you and take forward to it. And again, be safe, be protected, and know what you are paying for and know what you are getting covered for. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashesh, for your wonderful thoughts about the insights about the insurance. Now we are having a last speaker between our lunch, and so I would like to invite Mr. Saurabh Seth. He is a General Manager, PV Projects, ORB Energy. So morning you heard Tata Power and how they support from the renewable energy. Now you can heard from Saurabh about only from the rooftop solar solutions, and here to you, sir.
Thank you. Madam, thank you so much. Thanks for this time given to us to provide some insight into the solar energy aspect. Although colleagues from Tata, Himanshu ji, Zaid ji has given some insight on how the solar system works. So let me provide some information, some further more information and food for thought for the solar plant from ORB Energy. So let me just start. So we are just giving a little background on solar, this ORB Energy. So we are basically a company from Bangalore and we are operating since 2006. And this company was, when it started, this company has been backed up by Shell Oil and Gas. So you might be aware about the Shell Oil and Company, which is a UK-based company. So initially, this Shell Oil was having this own company. They were running it under their own name. But later on, they disintegrated this company by Shell, and this ORB Energy was formed. That was the birth in 2006. Sorry. Okay, this is a pointer, and how do we take it forward? This is forward. And yeah. So this is about ORB Energy. So as mentioned, this is established in 2006. We have got a solar manufacturing facility also present there in Bangalore. So as mentioned, it is backed by Shell and other European and American funds. So what differentiates us? What differentiates us that we are totally focused on doing the rooftop solar specifically for the industrial and commercial. Because if you see that, I must say that people who are in the manufacturing unit here or running their own manufacturing unit, after the raw material cost, the second highest cost is of the electricity. And I think that's where, we really focus on, getting the cost down for the electricity for the MSMEs and SMEs. So that is our USP. So that's all we are working towards. So what is the growth we did? We sold almost 1,68,000 solar systems till date, 300 megawatts rooftop and ground mounted system installed. We have installed almost 12,000 plus CNI system for the SME since 2006. We are available across 10 states. We are ranked number 3 in Indian rooftop solar industries. So yeah, definitely Tata sitting here is number 1. So we are after them now. And yeah, definitely we're going to chase you soon. Yeah, so this is like installed more than 12,000 system for C&I customers pan-India. We have a ground-mounted solar also available in Karnataka. Soon we'll be launching it in Maharashtra. This is the state-of-the-art 80 megawatt PV manufacturing plant in Bangalore, which we are soon upgrading it to 120 megawatt. This is going to be done by this end of October. Before Diwali, I think we'll be able to do that. What current model of solar panel we have? This is the production we do for 450 megawatt monopulse solar panel. This is the efficiency of 21.3. Now this is really important aspect which I would really like you to showcase here. So we are the only solar company to offer rooftop and ground mounted solar system in in-house finance. This is our in-house finance. So simplified, it's a very simplified process for the SMEs for ease of application, maximum 7 days from the documentation, interest rate at 12% with zero collateral. Now this is really point to be noted that this is with zero collateral. So benefit is that it is not going to be showcased in your balance sheets. So that is the benefit of that. And it's working in a 48 months or 60 months of monthly EMI model. You may kindly notice this point also. EMIs are less than the monthly electricity savings for the savings from the first month itself. And you can also claim accelerated depreciation. Payback within just 3 years with free electricity generated thereafter. Now the one more point in this is this collateral free financing is that you can actually pre-close this without paying any fees for that. That's like, you just like say you want to close it in 1 year, it is fine. You want to close it in within 6 months, it is possible. Now, let me just explain you how it really helps. If you want to take the loan from any other banks, your own bank itself, they may take some time, maybe 1 month time, 15 or 45 days or 90 days even. Now here in this, we are going to just check your balance sheets and provide you the loan in the next, say 10 to 14 days, and we can immediately start the installation. So by the time, your bank is actually ready with your loan, you can use our facility of this loan. And you can, pre-close after you take the loan from the bank. So this is also one unique feature of ours, that installation and after sales service is provided by our own team. So we have our own teams at various locations, like say in the 10 states, where the sales and after sales service team is stationed there at that particular locations, and they are providing the service. So the best part is that all the complaints are attended within 48 hours and fixed within maximum of 7 days. So why solar actually? So why it's an excellent opportunity for the commercial and industrial customer? So it's definitely because solar is now cheaper than the grid electricity for C&I customers in India. Most commercial and industrial customers pay rupees 7 to 9 kg per kilowatt hour. Now this is like really, even in the commercial segment, sometimes if you have seen in the commercial segment, this rate is almost like 12 to 14 rupees. Now this is the opportunity because here solar is just generally below rupees 3. That's the reason solar plant is really beneficial, and because there is a 3-year payback period. Now even like if I just give you one example, what instrument or like what financial instrument gives you the payback within 3 years? That's to a risk-free. So that's how solar works. You just install the solar plant, within 3 years your investment is paid through the savings in the electricity. Why choose orb for solar? We have got your own manufacturing of solar panels. Now, how does this matter, that own manufacturing of solar panels? Because what happens normally when you install it from some, say, other vendor who doesn't have the own solar panels, you are actually, there is a one more layer you are actually putting up for the for the warranties. So here you are directly, when we are putting up the this panels, you are directly actually dealing with the manufacturer. Anything, any issue, you directly deal with the company. We are there to resolve the issue. So that's how the benefit of own manufacturing of the solar panels. In-house finance facility for rooftop and ground mounted. End-to-end service design, installation and service. 25 years power warranty. We have our own app for customers to track the savings and the solar impact. So when we say that we have the own app, so how does it's different? Like it's different because when this app is being used, you know that what is the saving actually you are making, what is the generation you are having. So you actually track the complete financial calculation in that. You don't have to really do the financial calculations otherwise. We also provide 3 after free sales service visits. AMC and cleaning service are provided by us also. So that's how like why we choose or opt for solar. Excuse me. Video chalana. So I'm going to show you one small video.
Electricity is vital to the growth of every enterprise in India.
How the solar plant is actually working.
Enterprises face rising costs of electricity. Most enterprises pay 6 to 9 rupees per kilowatt hour, and in many cases, it is at par with their manpower costs. What is the solution? The answer lies in the sky. An enterprise typically operates from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The sun is also up from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So why not rely on the sun for your power needs? Today, many enterprises across India are already using solar energy to reduce their electricity costs. And Orb is helping them with their switch to solar. For more than 12 years now, Orb has provided high-quality, fully installed rooftop solar systems to its commercial and industrial customers. Now, let's see if rooftop solar could work for you. The array of solar panels draw energy from the sun and generates DC electricity, which is converted to AC electricity by an inverter. The AC power from multiple inverters are aggregated and connected to your LT panel, which distributes that power to your facility. If your consumption of electricity is more than the solar power generated, you can consume all the power from your rooftop solar system and directly reduce your electricity bill. If your rooftop solar system is producing more power than you need, for instance, on days that you're not working, net metering allows you to bank the solar power you generate and offset it against your electricity bill. If net metering is not available in your region, we provide a reverse protection relay, which prevents any power from flowing back to the grid, ensuring that you can consume all the generated electricity. Most commercial and industrial consumers will be able to reach payback in just 3 to 4 years. But the savings don't stop there. Orb's solar panels are designed to last for more than 25 years, helping you make significant earnings after payback, month on month. Statistically, most consumers with an average consumption of 150 kilowatt rooftop solar system can expect to save approximately 3.5 crore rupees over a period of 25 years, assuming rupees 7 per unit of grid electricity. To make rooftop solar affordable, Orb offers collateral-free solar loan to its commercial and industrial customers. This enables our customers to experience the benefit of solar energy while keeping their collateral free for other investments in their business. So why wait? Remember, every day you delay just wastes more of your money on grid power. Sign up for a free site survey today, and we will show you how to put solar to work for your enterprise. Call us today. And let us help put the power of the sun to work for you. Orb, you've got the power.
So that's how like the solar plant is actually being operational and is working. That's the working of the solar plant. This is the app which I was actually talking about. That it will give a real-time tracking of the solar output for a year, for a day, annual savings, monthly savings, carbon offsets, and the unit cost of the solar and the payback. So payback in 3 years or less. That's the complete, you will get the complete information, like say total savings. What is the system price? So these are some of the customer testimonials I would like to share here. So this is the manufacturing plant which was Clean Packs, which is 7.6 megawatt plant which we have installed. That's in Karnataka. This is again a manufacturing unit, Sipani Fibers, 2.5 megawatt rooftop solar system, Kolar, Karnataka. This is Leelasan Industries, 900 kilowatt in Aurangabad, Maharashtra. This is Siaram Silk Mills. This is showing 698 kilowatt. By the way, we have got repeated orders and we have now installed almost 3,500 kilowatt plant in all the 4 plants in Maharashtra, Boisar. This is APCO Private Limited, which is again based in Palghar, Maharashtra. This is Sun Irrigation System. This is in Ichalkaranji, Maharashtra. Mediboys Laboratories, 225 kilowatt, Tarapur. Pune Shims, 220 kilowatt. Harin Textiles, 160 kilowatt. It's in Tarapur, Maharashtra. Serum Institute, the one which we now know after COVID. So this is 130 kilowatt in Hadapsar. This is Janta Fish and Meal and Oil Products, 1 megawatt rooftop solar. It's in Udupi, Karnataka. There is Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, 4 megawatt rooftop solar system, Andhra Pradesh. Now, we actually also, do the impact assessment. Like impact assessment means that, what was the what was the electricity bill before installing of the solar plant and what was it after we have installed the solar plant. So this is just one example I am giving you. So it is bestseller apparels in Udupi region. So you can see that cost of electricity here before the solar installation. It was unit consumed around 1,87,000. This is for 3 months, Jan, March and April. And what is the amount paid in rupees here? And this is basically like cost of electricity after solar installation. So here you can clearly see that this is the solar generation and this is the final amount paid. So you can see the reduction. So reduction is almost like 40%. So this is the impact of solar while you install the solar on the manufacturing units. Just want to share one story of Clean Packs. This is like 7 megawatt plant which we have installed in Karnataka.
Clean Packs. We are the country's largest producers of woven fabric. We have 6 world-class processing facilities. Each of our unit is one of the country's largest. We are a G factory. The entire process waste, whatever we produce, is recycled and converted into a product, and so we don't produce any waste. As a part of green initiative, we thought of going for rooftop solar, which for environment as well as saves a lot of money for the company. Across all our manufacturing facilities, we have put a solar rooftop of about totally 7.6 megawatt and save approximately 30% on the power bill. But regarding Orb Energy, initially we gave them 1 megawatt project, timely installed and delivered, and we were happy with it. So afterwards we have given them all the units 7.6 megawatt. They have successfully completed, and service-wise we are happy. And even today, whatever smallest problem they take care. The life of the solar panels are 25 years. Within 5 years we'll get back what we invested. So next 20 years is a free power and green power.
So there are so many stories, like say the happy customers of ours, and especially like directly from the owners and the directors of the companies. But I just showed you one because of the scarcity of time. So So right now we are open for questions and answers. My colleague here is Karan, also sitting there. So if there is something you want to ask, please feel free to ask. Or also, in fact, like this is since lunch time, so we both are available there during the lunch. So if there is something you want to ask at that time, we are also there. Yeah, I think everybody is hungry. So let's close this session here. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening.
Thank you everyone for attending today's event, and I hope this event like the summit, TALOJA SME Summit is useful, and the topics which we have covered is helping you to grow your business. If you want any kind of a PPT or anything, please drop us a WhatsApp or a mail, and we are happy to share the PPTs. Or if you want to connect with any speakers or anyone, please feel free to connect with us, and definitely we will try and share their numbers. Thank you once again for joining today, and please join for a lunch, for the interaction lunch, and we request you to interact with the speakers, and see you again for our next program. Thank you very much.